Welcome, everybody, to Cal Jones Field in El Centro, California. I'm Will Torres, and since day one, my broadcast partner, Ron Rubio, bringing you some Friday night Imperial Valley High School football on a special edition Thursday night. Ron, I know it's Thursday night, but the feeling's still here. It's great. One thing we are going to have, El Centro and Vincent Memorial are going to have an opponent that showed up tonight, and that's the gusting winds about at 25 miles an hour, Ron.
25 miles an hour blowing in from the west. What will it do to two offenses who like to put the ball up in the air? We'll see. And the funny thing about this, Will, is two teams that are known for their offense. Hey, Vincent Memorial has 2 shutouts so far this year, and last week, El Centro blanked Calexico 45-0. So we're looking at two defenses that have shutouts. No one has scored upon them, but I know these teams can put up the points.
Well, that brings up a good point, Ron. One of the things you were able to see Vincent Memorial on tape. How did you see their offense and defense with the Vincent Memorial's previous game?
Well, what Coach Wong likes to run, Coach Wong, what they have on, they run multiple sets. They run a pro set with split backs. They run empty. They run a bunch. And what they run out of that, especially in the pro set, they like to run the veer offense with split backs. So they can put the ball in the air, and they like to run the ball. They have a small group of kids. I counted on the roster 26 kids, so they have a lot of kids going both ways. Hey, that doesn't bother them any. They like to go, go, go.
And one of the things that Coach Rookie was telling us last night, Ron, was that Vincent Memorial is a gamer. Look, they're going to get up there when the wind's at their back. They're going to throw that ball, Ron. And that's your typical Vincent Memorial. They're a flashy type of team, Ron.
They're flashy when they have to be, and they're consistent as far as trying to run the ball. They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to run dive, a little bit of a keeper option. So they have, is it a triple option in the true sense? Not really. Not from what I've seen in the Southwest game, because the give was there. So the quarterback will give off the ball, and they have a couple of really good running backs. Their quarterback is Diego Elardoy, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher his name, but Diego's a pretty good quarterback. His running backs are number 10, Max Diaz, and number 11, Noah Syens. Diaz is more the inside runner, strong and quick inside, whereas Syens is a fast, quick running back, great receiver out of the backfield, Will.
Well, that's one of the other things that Coach Pena told us, that they're going to have to play their game, keep all the plays in front of them, and keep an eye on those screen plays and not let them get too ahead of themselves.
Well, I'm going to tell you who likes to run that screen. They like to run a tight end screen, and that's Alejandro Cervantes, number 2. Number 2 of Vincent. He plays, and he also lines up in the backfield every now and then. But Alejandro runs that tight end screen to the T. He ran a couple times against Southwest, and one was for a score. So Alejandro I know Central's got their eyeballs on that tight end screen.
Well, one of the things that I've had the opportunity to do Central a couple times out of the year. But, Ron, before we get to the Central Spartans, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to listen to our national anthem. And like Ron mentioned earlier, we got winds about 25 miles an hour gusting. you can tell as the referees, our white hat's going to be Jesse Jackson. In the middle is going to be Benny Carter. Michael Garcia, Nathan Beacons, and John Robb will fill out the rest of the referees for tonight. Now, Ron, talking about the Central Spartans, Coach Rookie explained to us that he needs to keep everything in front of him on the defensive side of the ball.
They want to keep that speed that, like I said, that's brought by number 11, that's Science. And so what they want to do is just make these guys run sideways, just like and I'm going to tell you something, they have the defensive personnel to do it. They're 2 outside edge rushers. They have Brian Martin out there, number 21, and they have Joey Denton Jr., number 63. Watch out for those 2 guys on the outside. It's very hard to get around the edge against the Central Spartans.
Well, one of the other things Coach Rookie also happened to mention to us was number 31, Nelson. You know, this kid last year, we asked Coach last night who were some of the players to watch, and he said even though he had a lot of good players to watch, one of the most improved kids from last year to this year, Ron, number 31, Nelson was one of them. And we asked him what was one of those reasons that Nelson had stepped up his game. He just said Nelson's playing with confidence this year, you know, and he's just improved on what he had last year, and he has stepped up the game on the field right there. One of the other ones that it's always great to see a lineman in there when he talks about them, number 76, Luna. He said he must have had 5+ pancakes against the Calexico game last night.
Yeah, that's Rick Luna. He's a senior, 6'4", 300 pounds. And let me tell you, he's not the only 6-foot+ guy and 300+ guy on that offensive line. And let me tell you, that offensive line, hey, it weighs almost nearly half a ton out there. They have 300-pound guys. They're young. They have a couple of other kids out there. Brendan Havens, he's their guard, sophomore, 6'4", 300. They also have Salaya, number 57. Dominic Salaya is the right guard. Very, very good guy. And the center is Jace Ramirez, 64. So, and right along with them will be Christian Salazar. So they're big, Will. They're big. They got 6'4", 300-pound guys, 6 foot, 300-pound guys, and they're really rolling. They're really rolling on the offensive side. So with that kind of size, they're a little bit inexperienced in the offensive backfield. They have a young kid out there that was running for him last week, and that was number 6, Zarian Robinson.
Well, one of the things about Zarian Robinson, now I've seen that kid grow up, living in Brawley, seeing him grow up.
I wonder who his dad is.
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you I can tell you one thing, though. When he comes from a family with that much athletic genes, and let me tell you, when I tell you who they came from, the athletic genes come from Marsha Carrillo and Benny Robinson.
I was going to say.
Yeah, those were I think those were all the genes come up. Now, Gerald
might have something to say about that.
Yeah, he might have something to say. Now, I know that Gerald about 20+ years ago used to run around this field up and down. So there's a lot of history with him being on here, and it's a pleasure to see him. And on another note, there's that other freshman that's playing. He's actually starting, Rookie was telling us. I believe he was starting at cornerback.
I'm not sure. That might be. I'm not too sure about that. But we'll get back to that freshman. There's one kid you need to talk about when you're talking about this offense. Number 1 is going to be number 8, Fernando Morales, a slot guy. Boy, he had a heck of a game last week against Calexico. And Jordan Reed's a transfer quarterback from Imperial. He was throwing very well last week. I have some stats on him as I was watching film on him. And at one point, he was 12 of 15 with 5 touchdowns.
Well, as we're looking at the referees right now for the coin toss right now, Vincent Memorial will call it up in the air. It comes down, and it looks like Vincent Memorial has won the toss. And I'm not really sure what's happening out there, but one of the other things, Ron, when we do talk about the Central Spartans and last week's game, we saw some highlights of them coming out against Calexico. They weren't throwing that deep pass. They were throwing everything in the flats, left and right, just picking apart Calexico left and right on them.
Well, I'm gonna before the kickoff, let me tell you the touchdown yardage for passes. One was a 5-yard touchdown pass. One was a 61-yarder. The 61-yard was to Morales. Morales turned that into he caught a 5-yard pass and went 56 yards for a touchdown. 61 yards, he caught it, went 56. So it's not what they do; it's what they do after the catch. Well, you better if they catch it, you better stop them. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night for Vincent Memorial because they can turn and go. And not only is it Morales, you have Robinson coming out of the backfield. He had a 35-yard touchdown caught a swing pass at the 40-yard line, took it in, credit for a 35-yard touchdown. So here we go. We're about to wind it up, Will. Looks like we're going to play some football.
So back to receive the kickoff for the Central Spartans is number 8 and number 10 for the Central Spartans. Number 8 is, of course, Fernando Morales, and number 10, Skylar Cook.
Skylar Cook, two guys that can take it deep. They can take it on. And kicking off for the Vincent Memorial Scots will be number 15, Rafael Ayala. It looks like they may have trouble with that wind.
Well, they might have a little bit of trouble, and like you mentioned earlier, Ron, the wind might be calming down.
Yeah,
but it's the thing is, it's a consistent, steady wind run. It's not that gusty coming in right now, so I don't think it's going to terribly affect their passing game when they go up against it. It will affect their kicking game because not only will the wind, but because players have gone on to play soccer.
There we go. The kick is received by Morales. A little slip. He's at the 20. He's a little wedge to the right. He's going to break it to the 30. He's at the 40, and a great return all the way up to the 43. Brought down by the kicker, number 15, Rafael Ayala. So here we go. Here come the Central Spartans.
One of the things about Rafael, if he got past him, he looks like he had some green pastures in front of him.
Really good return. Very good return.
So starting the linebackers for the Vincent Memorial Scots, number 7 up in the middle. That's Derek Jimenez. And also number 17 for him, Benjamin Garza.
Looks like the Spartans are going to start out in their heavy set. They give us to Robinson. Robinson up the middle for he's going to lose half a yard.
In the tackle, there's a host of Vincent Memorial Wildcat, and there's some meat there in the middle for them Scots there. Now, I'm not going to say their height is too big, but you have some good-looking meat down there with number 59. That's Miguel Reynoso.
Miguel Reynoso probably will be going both ways. And here we go. They're still in the heavy set. Looks like a jump offside by number 30 of the Scots. And now, these are the type of things when you're playing a superior opponent, Will, you got to knock off these mental mistakes and don't give the stronger team 5 yards, but it looks like it was an illegal procedure on the Spartans.
Yeah, wow. I didn't happen to catch that up here, Ron, but it looked like
I could have sworn number 30, the cornerback there for the Scots, Diego Gallegos. Diego, you did not jump off sides. Here we go. Now they're going on a 3-by-1 shotgun formation. Reed's rolling to his left. He's looking. He sets up. He's shooting for number 9, and it bounces it into the ground. That pass was intended for number 9. That is Arturo Artie Estrada. That's the freshman we were talking about, Artie Estrada.
Okay, covering for the Vincent Memorial, number 15, Rafael Ayala. There's where the wind took control of that ball. Now, they're going to test it out. Look, Reeves rolls out to the left-hand side. He throws that ball up the middle, and the wind caught it halfway up there.
We have a third down now. 3rd and 15. Reed's looking. It's complete to Morales. Morales is looking for a block, and he's going to be brought down at the 42-yard line. So he gets some of that yardage back of the penalty, maybe 4 yards, a 4-yard gain, 4th down, and the Scots they get a 3-and-out. Great defensive stance for the Scots.
Yeah, number 2 in on the tackle, Alejandro Cervantes, and that was one of those shoelace tackles, like you said, Ron, enough to make it a 4th down and 11 yards to go.
Well, that's the thing you have to do. Looks like Sullivan is the punter. That's number 15, and it's a short kick. It's going to take a bounce, so that may have netted 12 yards on that kick. And great field position for the Scots. They're going to start this drive in the middle of the field at the 48-yard line with the wind behind their back. So
that's going to be the key right now. They're going to test out that wind. Well, I'm not sure what they're going to do, but with the wind on their back right now, Ron, and we never know what the Vincent Memorial is going to do.
Diego Elardoy, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering his name, and forgive me for saying number 9 is their quarterback. They are going to be in their split back sets. It's a pro set. They have a tight end and a split end and a flanker. The give is to Science. Noe is brought down after a 1-yard gain up the middle. Little backs, number 11, Diaz and Science are pretty small backs, but they're shifty. They're fast. Number 10, Diaz he's a little tank, low to the ground. Check out his thighs while he's running off to the sidelines. That kid can run inside.
In for the tackle for the Central Spartans is number 58, Zeke Ozuna. And that Zeke Nzuna, I was watching him before that play started. As soon as he read that run, he was like a little bullet in there, stopping that.
This is a formation I have not seen. It's an I formation. They have a big boy in there, number 87, Will, leading the block. And he's going to lead up the hole, and that is Signs. Signs got a couple of yards. Looked like he had a gap, and it closed down quickly.
Well, number 87 was leading the block up there. The thing is, the running back didn't follow his big fullback up the middle. So good job by the Central Spartans up the middle, plugging that hole up there. And that's you got Denton at defensive back. You have number 21 at defensive. Good old number to have at the defensive end there for
Brian Martin.
Brian Martin in there doing a heck of a job.
Here we go. We have trips to the right. It's an empty set. There's 3 receivers to the right and 2. Motion is Signs. It's a fumbled snap, and number 9, Be Wise. He's trying to make something out of nothing. He's rolling to his left. He gets around the corner, 40, 45, 50, 45, cuts back, and he falls forward, gets the first down. Hey, man, I thought for sure he was just going to fall on it. Everybody would say just fall on it. Took the gamble. Gamble paid off. Looks like it's a first down or very close to being a first down, Will.
Well, they have stopped the clock. I'm checking if they're going to give him the first down on that.
It's a 9-minute. We're at the 9-minute mark. 3 minutes have been played. It's 0-0.
Yeah,
it looked like a first down from up here.
It's gonna be a first down there, Ron. Yeah, especially when they don't leave the ball there at the hash marks, Ron, and they bring it back out to the middle of the field. That's a good key to keep on the referees when they do that.
So it's it's a first and 10 for the Scots. Now the ball is at the Central 42-yard line. Central runs a 4-2-5. Very athletic bunch of kids. They're big. And here's the give. And here comes Signs to the outside. Signs to the 40. He may have gained of 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4 yards. We'll give him 4 yards on that.
Well, he's got that speed to hit it to the outside. Great tackle by number 10, Skyler Cook, again coming back from his safety position. That Skyler Cook's like a little ball hawk back there at center field.
He's got speed. He's a wide receiver, so he's athletic. And, I'm going to tell you something. This Central bunch, they're the athletic group, very athletic. 31, you were talking about, number 31 for the Spartans. Had a great off season. Nelson, very confident. You have to be confident to be a cornerback in this league. Here we go. We have an empty set again. Quarterback looking. Nobody's open. He rolls up. Ends up at the 35-yard line. So
good for about 4 yards, Ron, but it's still going to be short of a first down.
Short by, let's see, the 3 yards, 3.5 yards.
Yeah, good 3 yards. It's going to be 3 yards,
Third
three
and
and long. So the Vincent Memorial in Central Spartan territory after a not-so-good punt there. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field by the Vincent Scots. And after this word from Ron Rubio, VSN will be back.
For all your commercial and residential needs, check out the Dom team led by Doug Dom and Andrew Dom. Give them a call if you need them. That's the Dom team for all your residential and commercial needs. Thank you, Doms.
Welcome back, everybody, and I'm Will Torres, Ron Rubio, and we are VSN with 7:27 to go in the first quarter. And third down, third and long. Vincent Scott has the ball, pushing down the field against the Central Spartans.
Split backs. Gets a pitch out to Signs. Signs maybe gets two. Lean forward, maybe. He's going to be short by about a yard. And Signs, man, let me tell you, it's that quick little pitch. It's just a halfback sweep. Nothing fancy about it.
And the tackle in there, and that's Joseph at defensive tackle number 55, Joseph Hargrave.
Here we go, the first big play of the game. 4th down and 2 from the 34-yard line of the Spartans. Empty set backfield. Will he throw? Will he run? Motion by Signs. Signs running. And it's another high snap, and it's bobbled again. He's running to his left. It worked the last time, but this time Joey Denton has his hands on him, and no way, he is down. And we're going to have a flag. I'm not sure what that could be.
And once again, that was defensive tackle Joseph Hargrave. But with the penalty on the field, let's see what it is, Ron.
It looks like the boys from Vincent Memorial are signaling face mask. Whether it was or not, who knows? Is it the 5-yard or the 15-yard variety? We will wait and see. Here's J.J. Jackson waiting to see what the call is. Personal foul. Now, Will, is that from the spot of the spot of the foul?
That's from the spot of the foul. So if it's a 5-yard penalty, so it is going to be 4th down because that is considered the face mask. Since it's a personal foul, it's considered a dead ball foul. So they go from the spot of the foul, they mark the 5 yards off, and the down counted. So once again, we have the Scots with the tough decision, Ron. Now they went for it, and I mean it's a lot longer right now. You're looking at 9 yards to get a first down here. So one of the things that Coach Wong is probably arguing, if it's that 5 or 15-yard penalty, he's asking, hey, wait a minute now.
Well, let me ask you a question. In high school, is there such a thing as incidental like there is in the NFL where they didn't mean to grab it?
No. It's a face mask. Now, whether it's 5 or it's 15, that's up to the guy that called that penalty. But no, there is it's either a penalty or not.
Skyler Cook is set at his 10-yard line. Back to punt is number 15 for the Scots, and that is Rafael Ayala. The ball is at the Spartan 41-yard line. So they couldn't convert on the 4th and 2. And again, 2 bad snaps. That's what did it for him. And here's a nice little kick that will bounce into the end zone. It will be Spartan ball at their 20-yard line. Yeah. With 6:37 remaining, it's still Scott 0, Spartan 0.
Yeah, and as Ron and I had predicted, we did think that this first quarter was going to be a little bit tight, and then seeing what happens, especially with the wind calming down right now. So with 6:37 to go, the Central Spartans will have the ball on the 20-yard line, and they will start their power offense here, see what they can do against the Vincent Scots. While I have a moment, I'd like to say follow VSN on Facebook. Make sure you like us on Facebook at Valley Sports Network. Also on Instagram at Valley Sports Network and Twitter at valleysports.net.
Pass complete to Gavin Marini. Gavin Marini is a sophomore, 5'11", 175, very athletic kid. He's out there playing defense. He's also a defensive back. Trips 3-by-1, 3 receivers to the right of Reed. The give is to Zarian. No, yes it is. Robinson works his way up to, I'm going to say, the 27-yard line, making it a 3rd down and 2. A long 2.5 yards.
Well, that's some positive yards for Robinson up the middle. Tackle made by number 31, Juan Pablo Robinson. He's also a senior at 6 foot.
So here we go, 3-by-1 again. Motion by Morales. Morales will go back into the trip set. They're showing a blitz by number 12, and he is brought down by number 52 and 50 from the Vincent Memorial. These guys are ball hawking.
Yeah, number 52, Manuel Montoyo, just went in there and just at the line of scrimmage was able to make that play to get no yardage on that. Diego
Santillan was there too. So here's the next second 3 and out by the Spartans. 4th down at the 28-yard line.
So Vincent Memorial showing a little bit something early in the first quarter.
Well, it shows right now that their defense is here. They're playing assignment football. They're sticking. They're not doing anything rogue, and they're sticking to what they're supposed to do. Their assignment. And here's another short kick by.
So we're going to have a penalty on the field. Let's see what this is about right here. It was called by the flag official.
That flag came out pretty early. Well, what could that be? I mean, holding.
Well, I counted 11 on the field, Ron, so I don't know if it's that or not, but I did count 11. But the story really is Central has not passed the 50-yard line yet, right? Now, I realize they're going against the wind, and they might be a little conservative there, Ron.
Well, they started their first drive at the 41. They only needed the first time to get across the 50. With that 3 and out on the first possession. Then, just right now with the 3 and out, they had starting position of the 20-yard. And it looks like this is going to go against the Spartans, Will.
if it's going to go against the Spartans, I think Vincent Memorial, it's illegal procedure against them.
Re-kick. Well, you might want to re-kick because they're kicking into the wind, and it's been short kick. So, hey, 5 yards back, let's see what they gain by doing that.
No, and I wouldn't even put nobody back there, really, because both kicks have been identical, straight up in the air with a lot of spin, so they're not really going anywhere.
Deep to receive for the Scots is number 22. That's Diego Luna Alfaro. Alfaro's back there. He's also a receiver and a defensive back, and it's another
get away.
And did it hit number 17? I don't know.
It's I apologize for that because I think it's just instinct to see that. Now I do believe it bounced behind him, but I did not see.
It looked pretty close. Hit number 17. That's Benjamin Garza from the Scots. Well, either way, Will, it looks like it paid off taking that penalty. Now they're going to be starting their third drive of the game at the 34-yard line of the Spartans.
Ron, we're looking at the first quarter. The score is 0-0 with 4:59 left to go in the first quarter.
Empty set backfield again. This is the formation where they've had 2 bad snaps, and 2 bad snaps leading the quarterback to run for his life. And it's another high snap. He brings it down. He looks for a receiver. He's not open. Complete to number 17, and that's Garza. Benjamin Garza for a gain of 7 yards. It's going to be a 2nd down and 3 from the 28-yard line of the Spartans.
Yeah, that's 6 yards. And tackle was made by number 31, Damian Nelson, but not until the Scots got 6 yards on that pass play to the outside.
The kid shows savvy. The quarterback, high snap. He gathered the ball, kept his composure, and waited for his receiver to open up. And here we go with that empty set again. 4-2-5 is the defense, 4 defensive linemen, 2 inside backers, and 5 defensive back. Here he is. He's looking for he's rolling to his right. He is going to toss that and throws it away. And we have another flag in the defensive backfield.
So,
Will, let me ask you that. The ball, there was no receiver there. Is that intentional ground? He's out of the tackle box.
Well, Ron, I'm not going to speculate, but the penalty was from the opposite side of the field. So I don't think, unless there was a flag on this side, I don't think it's going to be intentional grounding because the flag was on the
holding.
So it's going to be defensive holding on the opposite side of the field. So, well, looks like it's going to give the Scots a first down, Ron. It's going to give them a first down, put them inside the 20-yard line against that what I call big and kind of fast on the outside central defense.
Well, the ball's at the 19, empty set again, and another stoppage of play by the referee.
So with 4:06 to go in the first quarter, Scots driving against the Central Spartans.
Empty set for Ellardoy. There's motioning signs to the left. Gives him forward and another high snap, and that kind of throws off the timing. And he's being rushed, and he's going to be brought down by number 55.
Number 55, and I'm not sure if that's 53 or 63. That's
55. Joseph Hargrave on the tackle there.
And Denton to finish him off. Good job, boys, on the defensive line. Now, Ron, do you think Coach Wong is going to want to take advantage with the wind at his back right now and kind of hurry things up a little bit while he still has that wind on his back?
Well, I'm pretty sure that was his goal, setting out and taking the ball and heading east. Get the wind behind you in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. With time running out, we have 3 minutes and 26 seconds left. He's facing a very long 2nd down and 20. So 2nd down and 20. The ball's at the 29-yard line. Empty set again. Empty. We have a bunch set. Now, if you look at that from the receivers on the left-hand side, that's a bunch set. Another high snap. This time he incomplete pass. Sullivan on the coverage. Sullivan was there. Sullivan was the closest guy to the ball, but he's a Spartan.
Yeah, the thing is you had 2 Vincent Memorial receivers right next to each other on that pass right there. Now, you said it earlier. That snap, even though the quarterback's getting it, it's throwing his timing off.
The timing is thrown off. Why? Because he can't set his feet. He's jumping up for the ball. He has to land instead of just getting a clean snap and moving, sliding either way. This time he's just trying to catch a snap. So that takes time. Every second counts when you're trying to throw pass routes.
So as we look at a 3rd and very long, almost 20 yards, almost 3rd and 20 with 3:06 to go, the clock is stopped on an incomplete pass right now. And Vincent Memorial got El Centro got on their heels. I wouldn't say have them on their heels, but he's making them think again.
Well, one good thing is they're keeping the ball out of Jordan Reed's hand, and that's a big thing here. Ellerdoy, again, he's looking, he's being rushed, and he's going to be brought down. He's brought down by number 55, number 54, Joey Denton.
54 is Andrew Lugo. That's the guy we talked about earlier.
Lugo and Joseph Hargrave. Lugo, Hargrave, Martin, Denton, boy, their motors run all night. So you're going to be pressured. If you don't block these guys, you don't get in their way, hey, you better run for your life. Here we go. We have a 4th down and 20. We'll make that 4th down and 25 with the sack.
Yeah, now if the Scots were to punt, which they're going in punt formation, but if the ball goes into the end zone here, Ronnie, they're only going to get 20 yards on this. So I'm curious what they're going to do. I mean, they're in the punt formation.
Ayala may pooch it, may not put his foot leg in. He's a lefty. Nice kick. He does have a good form. It bounces into the end zone.
So with the ball going into the end zone, a little too hard of a kick. Well, we'll see. I mean, Central Spartans, with 2:11 left in the first quarter, they will be going against the wind.
For 2 minutes.
And they have 80 yards to get something now. They might take their time on this so they can get the win, with the ball in possession. And here we go to start the new drive for the Central
Double
Spartans.
tight heavy set is what they call it. The heavy set double tight ends. The give is to it looks like number 34 for the. I'm not sure if that's 34. Can you get a number on that? Or 24, Esparza. 21?
Or one of those.
No, that was Eric Moreno, number 34. Moreno with the ball. Moreno ran the ball a few times last year. The last time I saw them was up there in Scripps Ranch. Here we go. Heavy set again. That means they have 2 tight ends. They have a wing to the left tight end. Here's the give. The give is to, I'm not sure who that, number 4. That is number 4.
Well, listen, Juan Pablo Robinson out of the outside linebacker position. He's a senior, and he's 6 foot. Oh, that guy might have not made the tackle, but he was in the backfield fast enough to make a difference so that he can get some of his teammates in there to finish the running back off, Ron.
Check this out. 2 run plays, 0 yardage. 3rd down and 10. Ball's at the 20-yard line. You couldn't ask for a better beginning for the Scots defense. Trips to the right of Reed. Single back is Robinson. Lone receiver to the left is Morales. Morales is running a hitch, number 30. And what a play by number 30 and number 2. Number 2 is Alejandro Cervantes. And number 30, Gail Guy. They played that hitch perfectly.
Ron, it
was perfect.
They were already getting on him right after he released the ball.
Well, let me tell you something. These Scots, they practice these routes pretty well. So far, so good right now in the first quarter with 37 seconds remaining. The clock is ticking. And it's a 4th and 10. It's a 4th and 10. They are going to punt. Are they going to wait for the clock to run out?
No, they don't have enough time,
Well,
Ron.
would you take a 5-yard penalty and kick? No, he's not. Sullivan back to kick. He pops it up in the air again. It's going to take a bounce. And it takes a ricochet back. Bounce at the 35 all the way back to the 29-yard line. Great field position. They've been in Spartan territory all this quarter, man.
If you were to, with 18 seconds left in the first quarter, if you were to ask anybody on the Vincent Memorial side if they would be looking at a score of 0-0 against the Central Spartans and the whole first quarter being played on their side of the field, they'd take that any day.
29-yard line is on the Spartan 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Diego Ellerdoy. Ellerdoy, I hope I am saying you right. I've said it 3 or 4 times, but Diego, forgive us. If anybody from Vincent knows how to sell it, please send us the correct pronunciation. Ellerdoy's looking. Empty set. Now he has time, and now he gives it to Sainz. And Sainz Cat digs it out of the ground for a gain of maybe 4 yards. It's going to be a 2nd down and 6, and as we're winding down the first quarter. But, hey, that was a pass. Now, why would the clock stop, Will? I didn't catch that.
Well, no, we have an official timeout right now, and it looks like they called a timeout.
Vincent?
Look, Vincent wants one more play with 5.5 seconds. They want one more play, going with their wind at their backs, Ron. So with the timeout, VSN, Ron Rubio, and Will Torres will be right back. Welcome back to a Thursday night edition of Imperial Valley Friday Night Football. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, and we are VSN. Ron, with 9 seconds left on the clock, here we go. Let's see what these Scots can do against the Central Spartans.
Can you get 2 plays in with 9 seconds? We'll see. Kind of a high snap. Elidor gets it. He's gathering. He's rolling to his right. This should be the last play. He's being pressured by, and almost picked off.
Now, he was being chased by number 54 of the El Centro Spartans, but by Andrew Lugo, just chasing him down and forced the quarterback to throw the ball. Now, Ron, that snap from the center to the quarterback from Vincent, it's not that it's high all the time. What it is, it's slow getting back there.
It's slow,
delayed
the
back
delivery's slow, and either he has to jump for it or reach for it. And it's very important for a quarterback to have his feet set when he wants to throw. Or even just his first move, he has to have feet set instead of jumping up in the air. Regardless, we're looking at down at a 38.7 seconds remaining. Empty set. Motion by signs. And we're going to have illegal procedure on.
So we have illegal procedure against. Thank you, John Moreno, on that pronunciation for the Vincent quarterback.
Let's say, you say it, Will. What is it? Elor D.
Elor D.
And that's John, if that's correct.
I think he'll give us either a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Thank you very much, John. That's our boy, John Moreno, the voice of the Bulldogs. Way to go. Thank you, John.
So, one good thing that happened out of that, Ron, it's still going to leave the Scots with one more play with the wind at their back with 0.7 seconds left on the clock to end the first quarter.
3rd and 13 at the Spartan 32-yard line. Elodie's functioning out of this empty set, which I think may spread out the Spartan. Here he goes. He's going to take it under 30, 25, 30. He falls forward. His knee may have hit short of the first, and sure did. It sure did. He's at the 21-yard line. Needs to get to the 19 for a first down. So that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, Will. And with that being said, end of the first quarter, El Centro Spartan 0, Vincent Memorial Scots 0.
Yeah, and once again, I'm sure Coach Wong and company are very happy to be in this position right now. The only difference is Central Spartans are going to have the wind at their backs, Ron. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Valley Sports Network. Also on Twitter at Valley Sports Net. And visit our website at VSN Sports Net. Ron Rubio and I will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Ron Rubio, Will Torres with Central Spartans taking over at about the 20-yard line. Go ahead, Ron.
4th and 2 at the 21-yard line. Elordi under center. The give is, no, it's not. And they bottled that up, brought down by a host of Spartans. Joey Denton was there, number 55. Number 55, what's number 55's name there, Will? Number 55 for the Spartans. 55 is Joseph Hargrave. Sorry about that, Joseph Hargrave. Great play by Hargrave. And the middle of that Spartan bunch. Turns them away. Now here's what they want. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line will be the Spartans starting their drive. 11:54 remaining in the second quarter. We have trips to the left. Single receiver to the right is Esparza. Single back with Reed is Robinson. And here it is. With the back to, went to his back. The throw to Morales complete at the 45. They just couldn't wait to get that one behind the back. And there it is.
There it is.
Morales. Hey, man. Cool as a cucumber was Reed. He just sat there, had all the time in the world to throw the ball and complete to Fernando Morales for his first catch of the night. First completion for Reed. It goes all the way to the Scots.
Well,
43-yard line.
There's no doubting Reed has that arm to get it downfield.
And you can have an arm, but to gauge it in the wind is pretty cool. There it is. Morales to get down a slant. And you got to tackle him, and they did. He's at maybe right at the yardstick for a first down. Quick slant, quick hitter.
Tackled down by number 15, Rafael Ayala.
Mr.
But not
Ayala's a
until he
big
got
guy.
9 yards there, Ron.
So now the momentum is shifting towards the Spartans. Number 2 is Jordan Reed. He's got trips to the right. Robinson is his lone running back to the right of his. Jordan Reed now is playing like a set, and he's going to launch it to Morales. Overthrows him. Now, that one might have got caught in the wind.
Yeah, and just like that first one when he was going against the wind, got caught in the wind, this one, the wind just happened to take it, and the timing's off on him. But I got a feeling Reed's going to get that. He's going to get that touch in some passes because he was open on that pass play right there, Ron.
It's kind of like a golfer swinging in the wind. You got to throw that little blade of grass up there and see how fast it's going and where it's blowing.
Well, I've seen a lot of football kickers do that in the league there, Ron.
So here we go. We have the penalty on holding on the Spartans.
And I apologize, Ron. I did not see that. I was looking downfield on the pass. I did not see Mr. J.J. Jackson or a penalty on there.
So 1st and 25. That's a 15-yarder, Will. 15-yard penalty moves him all the way back to the 47. Reed again's looking. There's a mesh. He's looking. He's rolling. He may keep it. He throws it downfield, and that's complete to number 14. And he's in.
That's just, Ron, that was just a beautiful strike down the sideline right there. And for Central Spartan,
Gavin Marini, the sophomore, he caught that pass. Great. Hey, Reed rolled out. Everything was closed off. Reed rolls to his right. Gavini.
You had to come up because it looked like Reed was going to run on that play.
Marini, credit Marini sticking with his quarterback as he rolled to the right, stayed open, caught it, and like I said, it's what they do after the catch.
Yeah, that
could have been tackled.
Yes,
but no, he turns it up and scores.
Ron, so after this kick, I want to ask you a question in regards to that play right there. Number 2, Jordan Reed to have the hold down for the Spartans.
And Morales.
Kick is up, and it's good. Ron, do you think Coach Pena was playing possum that first quarter when he was going against the wind?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, rookie will want – he'll want to run. They want to run. Everybody wants to be balanced. He wants to run the ball. He got stopped on 3 possessions there in the first quarter. Regardless of the wind, yeah, he was going to throw when the wind got behind his back. But as you're saying, hey, he's going to take not only what the Scots give him, but what the weather gives him.
Yeah,
bottom line.
And that's a good point because in that first series where Reed threw the ball and then the wind caught it in the air and he goes, hey, listen, let's just try running the ball right here. Let's just keep it in control. The key was that he had enough trust in his defense, Ron, to keep the Scots out of the end zone. All right, well, good job by the Central Spartans making the score. Central Spartans 7, Scott 0 with 10:48 left till the halftime. And while we got a moment out there in the field, I'd like to thank some of the people that have supported VSN right now and in the past. That's Vesey Farms, Frank's Graphic, the Dom team for all your residential and commercial needs. Give Doug a call. And let's not forget Brownie's Restaurant in Brawley for your great American and Mexican food in the mornings.
Set to kick is number 79. That's Anthony Ramirez. Pena did say it's kicking by committee. Is the ball going to roll into the end zone? It sure does.
Well, that's one of those kicks where I think he's glad to see that because, like he said, he had a lot, and not just Coach Rookie, but, Coach Self also had mentioned that they had a lot of their kickers move on to go to play soccer.
Correct. So the Scots will take over at their 20-yard line. And, they spent most of the first quarter in Spartan territory, could not capitalize on good field position. Now they're at a point where they have to go 80 yards for a score.
Well, one of the good things, I'm sure a lot of the Spartans, true loyal fans, are happy to see that they can score within a couple of, I would say, almost 2 minutes, Ron. They were able to drive 80 yards down the field.
Empty set again for Elordi. He backs up. A little bit of a high snap again. He's looking. He tosses. It's batted up in the air.
Oh.
I did not see who got a paw on it, but it looks like he's down. That's not a good sign for the Scots. He took a big hit.
Now, that Spartan quarterback, I mean, he has shown early in that first quarter that he's got some wheels behind him when he gets to the outside or any kind of scrambling he does from his quarterback position, Ron.
So Elordi's going to go to the sidelines. He brings the play in. In comes number 10, and that's Diaz, Max Diaz. 18 goes out. Elordi, he's coming in. Took a big hit. Got back up and ready to go. Here we go. Split backs, pro set. Tight into the right, split to the left. Under center is Elordi. He gives out to, that's Diaz, number 10. Diaz is the inside runner for the Scots. He's strong. He's low to the ground, stocky little kid. Whereas Sainz is the speedster. He likes to get outside. Both have speed, but I think Diaz is a more powerful runner inside.
Well,
no gain on that play. He's making a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. So now
we've been talking about the size that Central Spartans has. Now they got number 75, Maurice Padilla, defensive tackle position. He's a senior. He comes in at 6'4", 245 pounds, Ron.
The give is, and it's snuffed out. And is that a fumble? It was just a
Yes.
swarm of Spartans, man. They all came in. That's number 58 was in there. Are they going to call it a fumble?
It looks like he is. I saw the beanbag come out of the hand. Unless it's overturned by anybody, it looks like it might be Central Spartans' ball.
No, it looks like it's Scots retained possession, but it will be 4th down, and punting from his end zone will be number 15.
And not that it's reversed, but what happened was it was a fumble, just recovered by the Scots.
There you go. They retain possession. Ayala is standing at his 1-yard line. What kind of kick will he get off?
Well, with no team really having a good kicking game except for the PATs, let's see what back to receive for the Central Spartans on the 40-yard line is.
Fernando Morales, that's a dangerous guy. And we got a little bounce here. It bounces at the 45, picked up at the 46. He dodges a tackle. He's at the 40, dances back to his left. He finds a little bit of room and dances his way up to the 30. Hey, he got 10 yards all on his own. Quick feet all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Finally, when he was pushed out by 15 of the Scots, but not until.
That's Ayala, the punter. Ayala's all over the place. He kicks, he catches, he plays DB.
Well,
he's probably ASB president. Here we go.
Well, good for him if he is, Ron. That's good to see a scholar athlete out here on the field like that.
1st down at the 30-yard line. And now the momentum has totally shifted to the Spartans. Instead of 3 and outs, now they've got the ball back. And is there a penalty?
Once again, I have an issue, Ron. I'm going in between
a
window and a wall, and I'm going outside. So I'm missing a little bit of action during that time.
So forgive us out there if we don't catch certain things, just like on that touchdown by Marini. We just can't see. We have to step outside. So here we go. Play action's right in front of us. The ball is at the 48-yard line for the Scots. We have trips to the right. Single back is Robinson. Reed gets it. Reed rolls to his right. He's looking for Morales. He's going to gun it straight down the field, and that's Esparza, 24. And I think that was a great throw, and
yes.
It may have been misjudged by Esparza. I wouldn't know, but
well,
it hung up there. It hung up there.
Good coverage by number 5, Estevian Sanchez, out there from his cornerback position to cover him all the way downfield.
Good coverage.
I do notice the wind. I wouldn't say it slowed down that much, Ron, but I think you're starting to see Reed get that touch on that ball and that deep pass.
Yeah, you start gauging it better as a thrower. You go, okay, do I take a little mustard off it, or do I put more arm into it? With the wind behind your back, you have to gauge it correctly. Motion by Morales. Motions into the trip set. And again, it's another pass. It's a quick hitter. And that's number 14 again. And he picks it up. Nice play. And let me tell you, man, number 14, Gavin Marini. Good hands. And he just knows what to do after they catch. That's what the danger of Marini and Morales is, what they do. I've said it time and time again, what they do after the catch.
Yeah, with Reed throwing that little flat pass out there, these boys are making a good yardage after that catch.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, 2-by-2, motion by Marini. And he goes upfield. Reed is looking. Reed is open. He's wide open to Morales.
Oh.
Touchdown. What a great catch by the slot guy, Morales.
He just went right up that seam, wide open. He split
No,
the
no
two.
coverage. I don't know. Blown coverage. Definitely nobody was there. And right now, with 8:49 remaining in the second quarter, it's now Central Spartans 13, Vincent Memorial Scots 0.
And bad news for the Vincent Memorial Scots. Looks like Jordan Reed is starting to get comfortable back there in that pocket, Ron.
Well, he's getting a lot of time to throw the ball. That's one thing. And I don't think I've seen a run in the second quarter by the Spartans. And set to kick is Morales. Holding his Reed. Good snap, good kick, and it might make it, but it does. It sure does. Hey, all it counts if it goes over, and it does. And as we're looking at 8:49 on the clock, Central Spartans 14, Vincent Memorial Scots 0.
Once again, this is Will Torres, Ron Rubio. Don't forget to visit us at our website at vsnsports.net. Also, subscribe to us at VSN Sports Network. Ron Rubio, Will Torres will be right back. Thank you for being with us tonight on a Thursday night special edition, Friday night Imperial Valley football. Will Torres, Ron Rubio at the control panels, Mr. Joaquin Matus.
On camera is who?
And we have Sarah on camera. Don't forget to look for tomorrow's article by Jalen Fong, one of our newest additions to VSN.
Set to kick is Anthony Ramirez, number 79. Stops. And that's number 2. That's the kid, Cervantes. And he fumbles it. And it's going to be recovered by the Spartans.
Yes.
Wow. So that's
recovering for the Spartans. Coming up the middle is number 32, Ron. We got 32 coming up off that foul. Now, this is the one thing you don't want to do against the Central Spartans. They had momentum. You kick off, you try to get something before the half, and boom. Those are the kind of mistakes that are going to cost a team that's facing the Central Spartans.
Rodolfo Lazayola is the man who recovered the fumbled. Good run back by number 2, Cervantes, Alejandro Cervantes. Here we go again. Motion is Morales. Reed is looking. Reed is being rushed. Reed is hit, and it's an overthrown, incomplete pass intended for Morales. Reed takes a shot by number 56 of
That's Fimbres.
Scots.
That's Fimbres for the Scots.
Yeah,
but Ron, that's one of the few times I've actually seen Reed actually pushed out of the pocket and them actually lay a hand on him.
Well, you know what? When Reed does roll to his right, it's been kind of a casual roll. He's not really sprinting. It's not a sprint out. Why is it a casual roll? Because he has time.
And confidence.
Here we go. We have doubles on both sides, 2-by-2. Single back is Zarian Robinson. Motion by Marini. Marini comes back, short motion to give us to Robinson up the middle. He gains maybe 2 yards. Quickly closed by
the inside in the right tackle, and that's number 57. Then that's Derek Jimenez again, all over the field. Now, would I be correct to say, Ron, that this is Robinson's first carry in the second half?
Maybe second in the second quarter. He's gotten a few carries. Great play there by Diego Santi on the defensive tackle. Reed looking again, semi-roll. He's running, he's looking, and it's complete to Esparza. Good catch by Isaiah. Is that Isaiah Nava Esparza? Nice catch by Esparza. 6 foot, 185 senior. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. They are now at the 28-yard line of the Vincent Memorial Scots. So here we go. We have 7:57 remaining. They're moving the ball. They have momentum totally on their side right now. The Scots defense sort of on their heels. They need a big play. They need a stop. And here's the give to Robinson up the middle. And it's no gain on the play. If that, he gains a half yard, brought down by number 57. That's Derek Jimenez.
Derek Jimenez coming in there making a lot of plays from inside their tackle's position.
2nd down and 10. They give him no yards on that, Will. So the ball is at the 28-yard line. They have trips to the left. Single back is Robinson. Single receiver to the right is Esparza. Robinson's looking. It's a little swing, a little hitch back. Bubble to 24. Esparza cuts back to the 10. 5. Hit down by number 2, Cervantes, and he will roll all his way up to the 1-yard line. Hey, man, that's that quick. Bubble pass, you want to call it a bubble, you want to call it a hitch. Whatever it is, the catch, and it's the yards after the catch that's killing the Scots right now.
Now, one of the things that we're going to see, that we're going to talk about right now, that play was created by number 73, Brennan Havens. Brennan Havens pulled on that, and you could see that play developing in back, and he saw the first color white jersey, and he took off.
They give us to number 34, and he bowls his way in, number 34.
And we got touchdown,
That's
Ron.
another touchdown for the Spartans.
And like we said earlier, you can't be making those mistakes with that fumble coming up against a good team like the Central Spartans.
Eric
Ron.
Moreno gets a touchdown, making it a 20-0 lead with 6:46 remaining. Now, all this, Will, is a product of the fumbled kickoff return.
That's correct.
You cannot, when you, like I said, when you're playing, an opponent that on paper and you know they're superior to you, you cannot make these kind of mistakes.
No.
You cannot. And so right now and it looks like Morales knocked it through again for a 21-0 lead with 6:46 remaining. And hey, man, all of a sudden it's 21-0 for the Spartans.
Well, like you mentioned, Ron, that's, you had the Vincent holding the Central Spartans. Of course, Vincent was going with the win. El Centro had their wins at their back. But the Central Spartans had enough patience, Ron, to wait. Okay, listen, we're going to play our game. This first half, we're just going to control, play good defense. Don't allow them to score. We'll be back. They had enough confidence in their offense in the second quarter to go down and drive 3 times in the field and still have half the quarter left before half. So,
well, one thing on the bright side for the Scots defense, they're holding the run by the Spartans.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't. Last week, Robinson, I think on my stats, he gained over 90 yards. The kid ran pretty well. He had a 10-yard touchdown. He had a 2-yard touchdown. He had runs. He had a handful of runs over 10 yards. Here's a kick. It's a short kick. And that Signs is at the 25. He bounces out to the 30. A little spin move. Gets it to the 32-yard line. Brought down by number 66.
68. I think that's
There's
Nicolas
66,
Jimenez. Yeah. Was it 66, Ron,
it
or
was
68?
number 66, and that is Andrew Taylor. Good hustle by Taylor, 6'4" senior.
215 pounds.
That's not a little guy, I'll tell you that.
Are you kidding me? He did that spin move, and the first thing he saw was 6'4", 250 pounds.
Coming at him like a freight train.
Like nothing but a blue wave coming right at him.
First and 10, Vincent Memorial Catholic High School Scots from their own 31-yard line.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Ron, I love when the player makes that special team tackle like that because you can see their demeanor on the sidelines. I love that look.
Some kids, that's all they get is time at special team. They give it to Signs. Signs is going to no gain on the play. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10. Looks like number 58 by the Spartans was on the tackle. That's Zeke Osuna. Ball's at 31-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10. Elordi in a pro set, split backs. The give is to Diaz. Diaz, nothing on the play. That's number 40. That's number 40 from the Spartans. And that's Carlos Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez comes in and rotates that defensive tackle. Very strong kid. Penetration by Hernandez. and that's going to be a loss of 1 yard. So you're looking at a 3rd down and 11 for the Scots. 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 from the 30.
With 5:35 to go until the first half, Ron. Score 21-0, as you see on the scoreboard right there. And Central Spartans still with their 3 timeouts. And Vincent Memorial, I believe, only has 1 left. I know we're showing 2, but I do believe we'll have to double check that. But I think they only have 1.
3rd down and 11, still under center. They've kind of gone away. And he's going to be brought down. That's Marini.
Ron,
That has got to be Marini. I don't know if they sent him on a corner, but Gavin Marini, outside linebacker. And boy, oh boy, he sure did.
That just
Great
took
call.
too long to develop. That just took too long to develop.
Well, he came out. He was shot out of a cannon on a sack. So a great call on an outside blitz. Back to pump for the Scots is number 15. He's been a busy guy, Rafael Ayala. Back to receive looks like Morales. Morales is lined up at the 47-yard line of the Scots. Kicking into the wind will be Ayala. The snap, it's good. The kick, left that, and it's a good little knuckleball kick. And no, short. That ball just goes up to the 38-yard line, 39-yard line of the Scots. Very short kick. Central will take over with
4:18 to go till halftime, Ron. Now, you've got the Central Spartans. Once again, now a tale of 2 tales. Now, in the second quarter, you do not have the Spartans in Vincent. You've had them in the whole second quarter in Vincent territory, where in the first quarter they were all backed up to there. So this is a little different second quarter than it was from the first. Of course, they're going with the win, and they're taking advantage of that with Jordan Reed throwing that ball.
Read again. This is a passing formation, but you can run out of this formation. It's 3-by-1, 3 receivers to the right. Robinson is the lone back. Reed is shotgun formation. Give us to Robinson. Robinson is going to be brought down by number 56. Brought down by number 56, and that's Barrica Fimbres. Very aggressive tackle there. Wrapped him up, brought him down.
6 foot, 245 pounds.
Goes both ways. As much as many of the Scots go both ways, Will, and that's how it is when you have a small roster. You know, your big guns have to go both ways. That's just high school football for you. Looks like a blitz by number 12. He's rolling out to his right, and does he short hop it? And looks like it's going to be a completion. Incomplete. Intended for Spartans at number 24.
Covering for the Scots is Esteban Sanchez, number 5, but that was a little short hop right in front of him. So Reed just happened to throw. That's one of the few passes he has thrown off tonight.
3rd down and 12. 2 plays to get these 12 yards, no doubt. We have trips to the right, single receiver on top. Robinson again, and another stop. It looks like the Spartans want a timeout. Let's talk it over, they say.
Yeah, especially with 3:41 left. Ron Rubio, Will Torres will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, VSN at Cal Jones Field on a Thursday night. Ron, Central Spartans coming out of a timeout here. What do you see from them?
3rd and 12. No doubt rookie has 2 plays to get this first down, and Reed was rushed. He's flushed, and he runs up the pocket, gets back those yards he lost up to the 40-yard line. The flank is spotting it at the 40, so maybe a gain of 1.5 yards.
Yeah, number 50, Diego Santana at his defensive tackle position. He's only a junior, 5'9", but he was able to control Reed on that scramble for 2 yards.
Clock is ticking, 3:16 remaining in the second quarter. 4th and 11. It would do very well for the Scots if they could get a stop here. Goes without saying. Here we go. We got doubles on both sides. Single back is Robinson. Shotgun formation for Reed. Reed is looking. He drops back a little bit. He's being flushed, and he's going to toss it. Oh, being rushed hard by number 57 of the Scots. That's Derek Jimenez. Jimenez has been harassing him a couple of times on pass plays.
Yeah, and if that ball hadn't been tipped, it looks like it would have went right into the arms of number 12, Arturo Clemente, just waiting for that ball. But since that ball was tipped, it got deflected away from him. Wow. So let's see, with 2:53 left till halftime, what the Vincent Memorial Scots can do with the ball. And, mind you, going against the wind.
So 2:53 remaining. Let's see who is the punter. It looks like it might be Skyler Cook.
It's going to be a first down, Ron. They went for it on the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that's right. I was looking back at Skyler Cook as a safety. Thought he was putting the ball. Here we go. Wheeler D under center, split backs, tight set, pro set they call it. Fakes a pop, tight end pop, and great play by Garza, complete to Garza number 17. But Elordi takes a big hit, man. Takes a big hit. Good sportsmanship there by number 40 of the Spartans. Number 40 got in there pretty well.
That's one of those things, Ron, that's one of those plays we haven't seen in a long time.
Tight end pop,
yeah.
One of Coach Lowe's favorites. I think Will used to run that pretty well sometimes.
So with the Scots going on a tight formation like that, to throw a little pop on there and get positive yards, they got about 3-4 yards on that, Ron. So with the clock ticking, 2:15, 2:14, let's see what they can muster up.
Elordi now back in his shotgun formation. This is a set I've not seen tonight with the split backs on both sides. Good, a swing to Signs. Signs has a little bit of speed. He gets around the 40, and he's going to be brought down by number 23 of the Spartans, number 23. But let me tell you who made that play was number 27 of the Spartans, and that was Angel Ortiz. Ortiz forced him out, forced him to go wider, and number 23, Joel Gonzalez Valdez, cleaned it up. Good defensive play by the Spartans. Maybe a gain of 2 yards. We're looking now at a 3rd down and 6 for the Scots with 1:58 remaining.
Definitely a key play on that, Ron, to stretch it out a bit right there.
Now, did the kid knocked out of bounds? I didn't see that. That's why the clock stopped, huh?
Yes, that's correct.
So here we go. Trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. It's empty. Decent snap. Now it's a kind of a quick hitter. Defended on the play by number 27 of the Spartans. That's Angel Ortiz, intended for Signs. So here we go, 4th down. And are they, with 1:53 remaining, only 5 seconds ticked off the clock on that play. Incomplete pass. Clock stops. Now they got to punt. Woo.
Yeah. Well, I think what might have hurt them the most on that, not only not getting enough for a first down, Ron, but stopping the clock against these Central Spartans. I don't think that's going to be an advantage for them to give the Central Spartans 2 minutes to go, especially depending on how well this punt goes.
Bounces the snap. The snap is bouncing him, and he kicks it down to the ground, kind of like a grounder. And, well, they probably gained net 10 yards off that, fielded by Signs. They're going to start at the 45-yard line, will the Spartans. And all they need, a minute, 1:48 remaining on the clock for the second quarter to end. But, hey, they don't need too much time to score. Well, they've been lightning strikes.
Well, and look, we're still in the second quarter. Right now, I don't think Rookie's going to take his foot off the pedal.
No, you don't. Shoot. There's a whole lifetime remaining in this game. 1:48, a whole bunch of time. Trips to the right. Single back is Robinson. Reed looks. Reed tries to do his little shoulder fake. Is that a quarterback draw? Is that a hold? Reed up the middle. Everybody. This must have been man coverage because all the DBs were flying out, covering receivers. Penalty is thrown by J.J. Jackson, and it looks like it is a hold.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a hold, but one thing we've seen right now is the speed of Jordan Reed to get to the outside.
Pretty quick. He's a quicker kid. Last time I seen him run was on the basketball court. 1:40 remaining, and that holding penalty is going to take him back 15 yards all the way back to the 30-yard line, so you're looking at it. Second down, 1st and 25, 1st and 24. 1st and 24 for the Spartans. Spartans have how many timeouts? They have 2 remaining. Trips to the right for Reed. They're looking to score. You have time on the clock. Everybody's looking to score. He's rolling to his right semi-roll. He got flushed. He's rolled to his left. He's going to break it to his 40. He's at the 45, 50, and he's going to walk out at the 49-yard line on the central side of the
Listen, Ron,
50.
as soon as he took off and he got 10 yards, he got 20 yards on that play. But after he got that first 10, number 9, out of his wide receiver position, Arturo Estrada made a great block. Just all we had to do was get in front of that man, and Reed was able to get another 9 yards on that. So that's what it's all about. Everybody doing their job, Ron. Everybody doing their job.
Every little bit helps. Trips to the right for Reed. As we say, there's 1:29 remaining. 2nd down and 6. And here's a deep out to Esparza. And a great hit, great coverage by number 5. And we've been calling number 5. That's a great play by Esteban Sanchez. Great play. Came up. Hey, that was a very long, that deep out, that's damn near a 40-yard out, 40-yard pass.
Especially how the Spartans been throwing the ball out to the flat position and getting positive yards after the catch, Ron.
Ball's at the 49-yard line. We have now a 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6 for the Spartans. Trips to the right. He's going to throw the swing to Robinson. Robinson catches it. He's at the 45. He's going to get the 1st down. Very patient catch and run by Robinson.
Yeah.
Robinson ran his route. Reed pitched it to him. And Robinson did the rest.
No, and let me point out, Robinson went straight from Pop Warner, skipped a year, and now going to varsity football. So, I mean, he didn't have the opportunity, of course, to play freshman football, but his last games were in Pop Warner, Ron, so he's making a well adjustment to this varsity football team.
As are a whole bunch of other kids in the state of California, grateful to play football. That's what we're doing here. Reed's looking. Reed's open. Reed has a man open, and that's Morales. Morales breaks through and gains an extra 7 yards on pure effort. And that's the deal with Morales. I've said from the beginning, it's not what they do. After the catch, they just gain yards. The thing is to limit what they do after the catch.
Well, Ron, one thing we're seeing from the Vincent Memorial Scots, they're trying to tackle this kid high. That's not going to happen with him. He gets that ball. He broke 3 tackles after the catch.
Well, if they're tackling him high, he's not too high. He's a little short guy, 5'8", 5'7". Hey, those are the best players you could get. Here we go. Reed's looking. Reed's rushed. Reed's going to run. He's going to throw it. He's open out of the end zone, and he may have passed the line of scrimmage. He may have passed the line.
I think he could have reached over and touched the goal line, but he was a bit long on that.
They called it a touchdown, though.
No, but he passed the line of scrimmage on that pass, and it was a good call. If that's what the call is, we'll look over to Jesse Jackson, the referee.
41.6 seconds remaining. They had the ball with 1:53 remaining. I wish I could count how many plays they ran, but that's efficient offense.
Yeah.
That's efficient offense he ran. I think I'll go out on a limb and say maybe 5 plays.
41 seconds to go. Central Spartans with 2 timeouts left and driving and making it. I mean, it's still going to be a 1st down run. It's going to move them back about
5 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and
15 from the 25-yard line. 25, 26-yard line. Trip to the left for Reed. Reed's looking. Reed has time. Reed throws, and that's complete to Esparza. Esparza, strong kid on the coverage, was number 5. That's Esteban Sanchez. Hey, but Esparza just muscled it away from him.
No,
he just took that ball.
Esparza's getting that ball off of Arturo Estrada. Now you see the Spartans line up in a quick formation, get ready and
19 seconds left. Reed looks, he throws, he tosses. Esparza goes to the ground, and it's incomplete pass intended for Esparza. So now we're looking down. The refs are calling it incomplete.
Yes, we got an incomplete pass.
They're calling it a complete?
Well, so what we got, they got a completed pass, but the reason they stopped it, Ron, is because the Central Spartans called the timeout on that. So with 11 seconds to go, Ron, do they have enough to get 3 plays off of there? I mean, we're looking at right now at a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5, it's going to have to get to the 11-yard line to get a first down. So, I'm sure Coach Rookie has a bag of tricks, left to throw right now, especially inside the 20 and with 11 seconds left on the clock. So,
well, what you could do with this timeout is call 2 plays in the huddle. So, boom, you run 1 play. If it works, get back on the ball and run the next one.
You know why, Ron? That's why you're here, because of the way you think like that. Thank you very much. I mean, just those little things like that. I mean, we don't always think of it. You're up here. You're thinking like a coach. Good job, Ron.
So here we go. 11 and a half seconds remaining. 3rd down and 4. The ball is at the 15-yard line, Will. So still a meeting at the rep. What could be going on there? Well, what could it be? What could it be? Was it the pass? I mean,
well, if you notice, the yard markers changed. So what might have happened, Ron, they moved the chains, and they just want to make sure the chains are in the right position. Now, I'm only assuming that because as I look at the yard markers on the sideline, it was 1st and 15.
Correct.
Or 3rd and 15 prior to that. So they might adjust.
2nd and 15.
So let's just see if they adjust.
Well, looks like everything's set. So here we go. 3rd down and 4. Trips to the left for Reed. He's looking to his left. He throws a slant, and the Spartan was not Reed. Oh.
So we have a penalty thrown from the back judge on, and it looks like it was right at the receiver. So let's see what they have right now.
Looks like pass interference or holding, defensive
holding
on the Scots. Is that an automatic first down?
Well, right now that's not the case because there was only 5 yards to go, though. So it's going to be a first down. Yeah, and
holding gives you what, 10, 5 yards? What's the penalty on
10
that?
yards on the defensive holding. But Ron, the important thing is that that's still considered an incomplete pass, so the clock won't start. Excuse me, the clock won't start with the 8.5 seconds to go, and the ball being placed inside the 10-yard line. Once again, the Central Spartans. Still curious what's going on out there. I'm really. What can I say? I'm not in the loop on that one. All right, let's get ready to go.
Play resumes. 8.5 seconds remaining. 1st and goal at the 7. Morales is a single receiver to the right. Will he throw to Morales? You have Robinson to the left. Single back. Trips to the left. Marini, number 14, he's been looking at Marini all night. The throw is, and a great play, great defensive play by number 17 of the Scots.
Well, when you get up there,
Benjamin
Garza, he's a senior right there coming in at almost 200 pounds.
Garza's made a few plays on both sides of the ball. He caught a tight end pop. He's been defending pretty well. 5 seconds remaining. Hey, there was 11 seconds remaining a couple of seconds ago. We're working on play 3 right now.
Yeah, and that was a timeout against the Central Spartans, so I believe that's going to leave the Central Spartans with 1 timeout left. That's correct.
5 seconds remaining. 21-0.
So with that said, right now, while we wait for this drive to finish out right now, I'd like to say Ron Rubio and Will Torres will be right back. Welcome back to the last seconds of the first half at Cal Jones Field. Ron?
5 seconds remaining. Reed has trips to his left. He's looking to his left. He throws. It's a fake. He's looking for Morales, and he throws it out there with 0.4 seconds remaining. They are going to have time for one more play. He launched it off his back foot. Looked like he wasn't set.
Ron,
pretty good coverage. Pretty good coverage on that.
Did you happen to keep an eye on Reed on that? Was that his second look when he threw that pass?
He looked like, from my angle here, he looked like he was determined to go to Morales, and he just threw it out there, hoping Morales could run under it. He had a whole bunch of field on that left side.
Yeah, he did. That's what I was saying.
A whole bunch of field. He just go get it, Morales.
That might be one of those communications where in the huddle, hey, listen, I can get open, I can get Olsen. Throw that thing deep in the corner over there.
So that's the beauty of this deep offense. You just spread those receivers out every which way you can. There's trips to the left. Morales is the inside receiver on the trip set. And Reed's looking. He's going to roll to his left. He may walk that in, and he sure does. He rolls it in for a touchdown. So Reed runs it in. Hey, 11 some seconds were remaining. I think they rolled off 4 plays.
Yeah, 4 plays with 11 seconds to go. And they look good doing it, Ron.
Well, the Scots needed to hold on. They needed to hold on. This was like a goal line stand. They needed to hold on. Instead, they find themselves right now with the 27-point deficit. Could it be in 28 with Morales on the extra point attempt?
Now, these points were all scored in the second quarter by these Central Spartans. So it's a
blitzkrieg, as they say.
Pretty impressive.
Snap was pretty bad, and Reed tried his best to put it down. Well, the end of the first half we find the Central Spartans 27, Vincent Memorial Scots 0. Will, what do you have for us on halftime?
For halftime, we're gonna bring in the new athletic director for Central Union High School. That's gonna be Josh Wise. He should be joining us up here in a minute. So when he gets up here, we're gonna do a little interview, talk to him, see how he's going. I know he was telling me today that he had about 5 or 6 varsity sports going on right now.
Wow.
So VSN will be right back with Josh Wise, athletic director of the Central Spartans. Welcome back, everybody, to Cal Jones Field at Central Union High School. And it looks to us right now it's going to be homecoming night. So, even on this windy night and even on this COVID year for football season, all the festivities still go on, including homecoming. My halftime guest tonight is athletic director at one of the most prestige schools here in Imperial Valley. It was when Sandy was the previous athletic director, and those are big shoes to fill. And the person chosen for that job is Josh Wise. Josh, how's it going? How's your first couple of months going here?
It's going. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. Sports here, sports there. We had 3 teams on campus today, and it just keeps me busy, I'll tell you that. It's nice to have them back.
Well, on that note, when we walked on the football field here, how many varsity sports were going on, by the time the kickoff was happening?
We had boys baseball playing Brawley at 3:15, varsity soccer playing Calexico at 5:30. I think at one point I had 6 different teams all here at around 5 o'clock. So it was a pretty busy day.
So coming in now, you were athletic director, and you filled a lot of shoes when you were at Calapat High. You were an assistant coach down there. You were athletic director, and you also taught in the classroom a little bit down there. Now you come to Central Spartan. Of course, the population's a lot bigger. Everything's faster. Not so much faster in a sense where, the kids and stuff like that, but there's a lot of motions going on around here. because there's more teams, there's more kids, there's more everything going on right here. How are you adjusting to that?
You know, adjusting is a big word because I think all the athletic directors going through this pandemic, spring one, spring two, season one, season two, it's just sports left and right. And it's just very fortunate that I have a great administration to help me get all the pieces in line. And we're managing it. We're managing it. And, we're just happy to have the kids back on campus. And that's number one. And the coaches are also great.
Well, with that said, Josh, what have been your biggest challenges up to right now?
Managing so many coaches all at once. I got,
Wait. You're trying to tell me coaches have a personality here?
oh, man, let me tell you. Lots of different personalities. And when I say that, I mean, I have 10 varsity sports going on at once right now. And, the rumors keep speculating about indoor sports. I could have 12 at some point. So it's having to manage them, making sure that all the students are cleared, making sure they're on the same page, the students are eligible. I guess that's the biggest challenge. But, I mean, like I said, very fortunate that a lot of these coaches know what they're doing, and they're here to help me, help them, and it's going great.
So, Josh, one of the other things, you being from Brawley, you went to school in Brawley. Of course, how many years were you in Calapat?
I spent 5 years in Calapat.
So you went to go play a little bit of football at where Rookie was a coach at. Is that correct?
I did. Spent a few years coaching at Brawley, and then I had the opportunity to go play with some of the guys I was coaching. So I spent 2 years in Mayville, in North Dakota, with Rookie.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. And then you see this job open up, you take it, and then you get it, and then you kind of come here and there's no sports going on. What are you thinking when there's no sports? Because that's not what you were here for anyways. You want this kind of environment. Am I correct? This is the kind of environment you want to see?
Absolutely. I mean, I want the environment where I have the full crowd here, the whole band here, and everybody going wild after every score. And as you see, we have a few scores today. It's just, it's not the same, but it's great to have the boys out here performing.
No, we'll take it, Josh. I mean, the funny thing about it, we feel like we just started, and it's only 3 weeks in the season, but we're already halfway through it when it comes to football. But yet you have baseball starting, and what about softball?
Softball, they play their first league game tomorrow, and then that's going to be in San Diego, and then they're right back off to San Diego Saturday. It's full go. My soccer teams have been going to San Diego already. Swim's going, golf is going, track, tennis, you name it. They're going. It's full go.
Well, I'd like to congratulate you. We talked to you earlier in the year. I'd like to congratulate you on this position right here. And there's one thing about, the times right now. I mean, if you're busy, your day goes by real fast.
Oh, most definitely. Today I felt like a snap of fingers, and here we are. It's already halftime. And all this Brawley's gone already from the baseball. Calexico's gone from soccer. And hopefully, we're going to be leaving here pretty soon with the W, and it's looking pretty good right now.
Well, it is, especially that second quarter looked real good for the Central Spartans. So, once again, Josh Wives, athletic director at Central Union High School, doing what he loves to do. I mean, this is he had that job up in Calapat and transferred over here, got the job here, and is doing well from what we see up here. And it's a pleasure to have you up here to share your thoughts on this pandemic from the AD's perspective.
Thanks, Will. Thanks for having me, and thanks for everything that you're doing for the Valley, especially all the football programs. Everyone missed their football, and here we are. And to all the fans out there, we're excited to have the day off tomorrow and to get to watch you guys.
Well, yeah, that's right. Tomorrow we got a barn burner with the Wildcats visiting Imperial Tigers at Imperial. So we look forward to you watching, John. Thanks again. And Josh Wise, Will Torres, VSN, will be right back.
We have no stats for
Welcome back, everybody, to VSN. And for our halftime score, as you can see, we have Vincent Memorial 0, Central Union High School 27, as they crown on homecoming night, as they crown the Queen of Night. So right now, Mr. Ron Rubio is going to give us some stats. Go ahead, Ron, take it away.
Well, real quick, for the Central Spartans, we have stats for the Spartans. Jordan Reed is 12 of 21 for 223 yards and 3 total touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown right before half ended. Gavin Marini, 3 receptions for 63 yards and 1 TD. Nava Esparza, 4 catches, 50 yards. Fernando Morales, 5 catches, 108 yards with a touchdown. And for the Scots, we don't have any stats, but hey, we've had some pretty good play by number 5. One of the kids that stood out for me for the Scots was number 5, their defensive back, and that is Esteban Sanchez. Sanchez defended well on a couple of plays. Alejandro Cervantes had a couple of big tackles, had that fumble on the kickoff return. Diego Ilardi, man, he's been playing hard, getting a hard rush by that defensive line of the Spartans, but hanging in there. So, Will, you're down 27-0. It's a cold, windy night. Are the Scots getting the ball back right now? Did they defer?
Well, it looks like they deferred, and they'll be. But, Ron, right now, do they want the ball back or do they want to take the win? That's one of the questions that's going to be answered when they come back on the halftime, because that's one of the choices
The
you have.
options they have,
Yeah.
right.
So, but with the Central Spartans, up ahead 27 points, and all those 27 points being scored in the first quarter, are we going to see another quarter of Central Spartans football on fire like we did the second quarter?
Well, one bright spot for the Scots is this. The passing game of the Spartan is on fire. Reed's on fire. He's got lots of protection. But let me tell you something. The kid's doing a good job on run defense. Manuel Montoya. There's Fimbres, number 56. Been tough on him. Derek Jimenez, number 50. Diego Santillan. So they have, on the plus side for the Scots, they've been stuffing the run a little bit. Robinson hasn't been able to break loose like he did last week versus the Calexico Bulldogs. So on the bright side, that's one thing working for the Scots. What do they do? What are they going to do at halftime for this passing game? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see with 59 seconds remaining before half.
Yeah, 59 seconds to go. Central Spartans warming up right here in front of us. One of the things, Ron, they do want to go away with this game. The Scots had a good first quarter, but yet those mistakes, the fumbles,
Right.
and then those punts didn't help either. That really hurt the Scots in the second half. Now, one thing they do want to go away from here, they want to go away healthy. Second,
Sure.
they do want to continue that defensive play that they had in the first quarter against the Central Spartans. So it's going to be up to the Central Spartans to attack them deep and see what happens after that.
Well,
So-
one thing that hurt the Scots is, like you said, in the first quarter, they did not take advantage of the short field, playing inside the Spartan territory the majority of the first quarter. I mean, they even called a timeout with 13 seconds left just to try to get a couple plays in right before they switched to having going into the win. So that didn't work out for Coach Wong and the Scots, but now they're getting ready. They're getting ready to see what they could do the second half. I mean, like these Scots, they took this game. They wanted to play the Spartans. The sisters agreed to it. The athletic directors agreed to it. Rookie was, hoping that they would play. And guess what? This kind of game is going to make the Scots a tougher team, not only for the shortened season, but down the road. Guaranteed.
Yeah, no, Ron, I totally agree with you on that one. It's going to make them a tougher team, make them a better team, and make them appreciate the program that Rookie has down here at Central Cal Jones Field.
So for the Scots, the young kids that are coming back, they're going to remember this night. They're going to know how it was to play an opponent bigger, stronger than them, and, how to survive, how to hang. Those are the things you learn during defeat, while you're getting beat. Do you give up and just run for cover, or do you stand and fight? And that's what a football team has to do. If you're a football player, you're gonna get in the trenches and you're gonna try your best to help your team get better this second half. There's 24 minutes. Let's see what shakes out.
So while we get ready for the kickoff right here, I'd like to do a little announcement here. I'd like to appreciate the people that have reached out to us and always supported VSN Sports and all that we've done. All that we have tried to do and cover some of the high school sports here in Imperial Valley. Bessie Farms from Hopeville, supporting VSN football and their Hopeville Vikings. Frank's Graphic Graffiti in Brawley. Go get your shirts for next week's, for tomorrow night's game, where you're going to have the Brawley Wildcats visiting the Imperial Tigers and the Dom team for all your residential and commercial needs. Give Doug a call. So, Ron, looks like the Scots are going to go against the wind. They're going to have the wind in the fourth quarter. But at the same time, Ron, how much damage can the Central Spartans do against them when they do have the wind? We're going to see.
Well, we're going to see.
After this series right here, see what the Scots can do with the ball. Let's get ready for the kickoff now. And
set to kick is Anthony Ramirez. Anthony Ramirez is 6'2", 250. He's a sophomore. Lots of room to grow for Anthony. He'll be kicking deep too. Deep to receive is number 10. That's Diaz. And I do want to say that's Signs, but it doesn't look like Signs. Adjusting his helmet there. Yes, it is Signs. So deep to receive are the two split backs for the Scots offense. Signs and Diaz. It's a cold, windy night. The kick is short. It's going to bounce straight to Signs. Signs at the 25-30. He finds a crease. He cuts back. He's going to cut to the 40, and he's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. Good little courageous run back by Signs. So the ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. Great field position to start the second half, Will.
yeah, no, they're going to start the ball around the 40-yard line. And the guy that kept them inside from keeping them from going to the outside was number 3 for the Central Spartans.
That's number 3 for the Spartans. Number 3 is
23. That's Valdez.
Joel Gonzalez Valdez. Lordy is set with the empty set. Shotgun formation. This set has given him now a great snap. He looks, he cocks, he throws, he tries to squeeze it into Signs. Dangerous pass. Defended there pretty well by number 27, Angel Ortiz. Ortiz is a free safety junior, 5'8", 160. Good coverage on the play. Dangerous pass. But one good thing, it was a good snap.
Ron, I was just going to mention that was the first thing I noticed. So as soon as he snapped that ball's actually a little bit quicker getting to the quarterback.
So now the time has got to work for the Scots. Looks like they're back to that empty set. He's going to have 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. No running backs. That's why they call it empty. Shotgun, little high snap. He looks, he throws. It's complete, and that's number 11. I'm telling you, Signs is a good receiver out of the backfield. Good catch and well defended by number 54. And I'm going to say that was number 54 for the Spartans.
54.
Andrew Lugo hustling
and
on the
also
play.
Angel Ortiz coming out of his free safety position at 5'8", 160 pounds.
Good job on Spartan defense. Makes it now a 3rd down and 4 at the 49-yard line of the Spartans. Can they get a first down? Can they sustain this drive? Get another 3 more plays?
Well, if the Scots get a first down on that, it's going to put a little bit of momentum back on their side.
They need all they can get. Empty set, motion by Signs. And it's complete to Garza. Garza over the middle. He had a first down. Got corralled and back. Will, what happens on that spot? I mean, was his forward momentum?
That's going to be a judgment call.
I've got the umpire standing at the 45 where the first down is.
Well,
but the flank, like, who makes that call?
Well, it can't be made by the flank official or the man in the middle. So what happened is it looks like to me he had the first down. Is that correct, Ron?
It looked like he caught it. He was above the sticks, and then he got corralled backwards. Looked like they lassoed him.
So what you said right now, they corralled him and lassoed him back. So that was not that was not a football move towards him. So they're going to give him. And one thing as a referee, they're going to give the player every inch possible. So in my opinion, I believe that is the correct call right there.
Okay, 1st and 10 for the Scots. They do deliver with the first down. A new set of downs at the 45-yard line. They are on the right hash. Empty set again. Lordy is in shotgun formation. The snap has gotten a lot better. He throws over the middle. Complete to. Brought down by
22 of the Central Spartans there.
Number 11, that's Signs. I'm telling you, Signs is a good receiver. They line him up out of the empty set. He's a good receiver, good running back. 2nd down and 6. Maybe these catches, these receptions are giving the Scots a little bit of confidence that they need.
Well, just by that first down that they got right there, Ronnie,
For sure.
and crossing midfield is going to give them a little bit of confidence.
Now they're at the 41-yard line. The clock is ticking.
10:02, 10:01.
Empty set again. The snap is good. Maybe that's why they're confident with the snap. And there it is. A nice snap, but he's rushed. He's rushed by 54. That's Lugo. That has to be Andrew Lugo coming up the middle on the inside blitz. Rush the throw. And, hey, you have a man coming at you like that, you're going to get rid of the ball.
Hey,
Incomplete, 3rd down and 6.
For being 6'3", 240 pounds, Ron, that guy's got a little bit of wheels when he gets into that
Sure
backfield
does.
in front of the quarterback's face.
You know, that's one observation I have. A lot of these kids are big. They're 6 foot something. They move pretty quick for that size.
Yeah, very quick feet on that.
And defense, if you're quick and you have size, that's a bad combination for your opponent.
And the other thing with having numbers on the sidelines for rookie Pena is they can rotate people in and out, Ron.
I don't know of any. They don't have too many guys going both ways except for a couple of receivers. Advantage to the Spartans on that, whereas the Scots are going both ways. 3rd down and 6. Ball's at the 41-yard line of the Spartans. Good snap, rush, and that is Lugo again, and he just gets rid of it.
Again, pressure on the quarterback.
Pressure, big time by Andrew Lugo.
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass is going to be a 4th and 6, and I believe they will punt. You don't want to give the ball back to the Spartans here. Try to make them drive a little bit longer than 60 yards if you don't get the first. The referee's meeting again. Not sure what could be the call. It was an incomplete pass. They're going to wave the flag. They may have thought that was intentional grounding. It looked like they had a little meeting of the minds there and decided to wave it off.
Well, as I saw the play, of course there was no receiver in there, but that didn't make a difference. So unless that ball was tipped when he let him go, but
does it matter if he's out of the outside of the tackle?
Negative, and I think our white hat J.J. Jackson is correct on that call. I think he's got very good judgment when it comes to those kind of calls.
Ayala standing at his 44-yard line, set for the kick. It's a good snap. He gets it off. It's a low line drive, bounces at the 22 boy, and it just sticks there like it hit a puddle of mud. So the ball's now at the 24-yard line.
24-yard line, Ron, and the Central Spartans are going to have to drive around
76 yards.
76 yards, and right now with the wind at their back, I think we'll see if the Central Spartans can continue that air attack that they showed earlier in the second quarter.
They're lining up in their 2x2 set. Single back is Arian Robinson. They'll give us a sweep to Morales, and Morales is going to be corralled by number 50 of the Scots. Diego Santillan was there. Manuel Montoya was there. So they played that, defended it very well. I think maybe a gain of 2-3 yards on that. We're looking at a 2nd and 7, and they like that. They like that play. It's a little sweep to the slot guy coming around.
Well, they had him in the backfield, Ron. One of the problems is you have Vincent Memorial trying to tackle this guy high.
And that's the thing with Morales. He's not that big a kid, but guess what? It's not the size that matters. He's a football player, and he knows how to run that ball. And there it is. Oh, took his eyes off the ball. That's Gavin Marini. Gavin Marini had a whole lot of green in front of him. Drop pass, so that's going to make it now a 3rd down and 3. Now, this is something that Rookie Pena likes to talk about, is not to be complacent. They're ahead 27-0. He wants probably another 27 more points on the scoreboard. 3rd down and 7. Low snap. And what a great rush by number 12, Arturo Clemente. Arturo Clemente came on a blitz, hurried Reed. Reed got rid of it. 3 and out. Good defensive stance for the Scots. Set to kick for the Spartans will be Charlie Sullivan.
So with the Scots facing a 4th down right here, and the way the kicking game's been going, but with the winds maybe a little different story. The Scots should be able to get back and get some good field position.
Oh, it looked like they were running to the kicker, but it was his own guy. And a great kick by Sullivan. Wow, it bounces all the way. Took a bounce at the 20. It's going to be fielded at the 17-yard line. Great kick, great punt. Best punt of the night for Sullivan.
Not only was it the great punt of the night, Ron, that punt right there had more yards than any of the games we've seen with all the punts combined. So, with 8:41 left, 27-0 score, Central Spartans on the defensive side. The Scots are ready to take over on the 18, 19-yard line. Let's see what they can muster. If they can keep that same kind of momentum, not even a big-time momentum, but they were able to drive the ball and keep the ball for about 2 or 3 series, Ron.
Well, that's what you need to do right now. 8:41 remaining. Not even 4 seconds have not gone by in the quarter. Both teams have had possession of the football. The Scots had a few first downs. Now they find themselves at the 18, at their own 18-yard line. Empty set. He looks to his right. He's just tosses it up there for Garza, and that's a pickoff. That
Well,
was ill-advised. He threw it off the back of his foot. It just, you're kind of get flustered now. You want to make something happen. You get the ball at your 17. You got a mile to go for a touchdown. And these are the kind of things that happen. So he probably wishes he could get that ball back. Regardless, it's an interception by Elorde. I did not catch the number of the kid who got the pick.
Yeah, the thing is, Ron, that he did have a rush in front of him, but to actually throw the ball when there was nothing but Central Spartans, and not only that, throw it up high enough where everybody could, react and get underneath it.
Could have got caught up in the wind. Who knows?
Well, here we go with the Central Spartans getting ready.
Trips to the right for Reed. Reed's calling out signals. Robinson is the lone setback. All the starters are still remaining. That big offensive line is there, getting all the work in. And here's a little throw, and wide open again. And he's going to walk in. Gavin Marini. Now, with these number of receivers out there, they're just running to areas where the defenders aren't. Reed reads it, boom, lays it in, touchdown Spartans. 33-0.
Now, you're correct in saying that, Ron, but we have seen that same pattern on a previous touchdown reception.
And been wide open, same
Yes.
results. Guys wide open, so they know where to run. They know where the safety's dropping. Receivers are smart enough to find that hole in the area zone. Boom, there it is.
Yeah, and it's worked various times for them.
With 8:26 remaining, it's now 33 Spartans, Scots 0. Set to kick the extra point is Morales holding his read. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So he gets it over, and it doesn't matter how far it goes as long as it goes over the crossbar. 8:26 remaining, Spartans 34, Vincent Memorial Scots 0.
And Ron Rubio, Will Torres will be right back. Welcome back to Cal Jones Field at Central Union High School. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, we are VSN.
Anthony Ramirez set to kick again. Deep to receive is Diaz, number 10, and number 11 signed.
8:26 to go for the end of the third quarter.
And here's the kick. Straight to Diaz. Diaz at the 25. He's at the 30. 35, bounces off to the left to the 40, 42-yard line. So another good return by the Scots.
45 for the Central Spartans making that tackle. Coming in, that's Albert Navarro, sophomore, 5'6", 155 pounds.
Navarro gets a play in, gets in there on kickoff. Kickoff team and makes a good stop.
Once again, Ron, we've had some tough defensive play. Of course, keeping the Vincent Memorial away from it. Playing from the defensive line, you have big number 75 for the Central Spartans. He's coming in, Marcis Padilla. He's coming in. He's a senior. He's 6'4", 245 pounds to anchor that defensive line out there.
We do have some substitutions for the Spartans on defense. They've taken out Cook out of the safety spot, but you're keeping a decent defensive line in there. As you said, Padilla with the push, the pass complete to number 8, Jacob Elias. So a great little hit by Elordi out there to Jacob Elias. A gain of, I'm going to give him 5 yards on that. Second down and 5.
Covering for the Spartans, number 56, Dominic Lerma out there to make sure that they don't get more than the 3 yards they got right now, making it second down, 2nd and 6 to go. So Ron with 7:45, 7:44, time clicking down. The Scots trying to make something happen here.
They have to make something happen. I mean, they sure would like to get a touchdown on this team here. Elordi in the back. It's shotgun formation. It's a swing pass, and it's knocked down by number 66. Number 66, Andrew Taylor. Andrew Taylor, great block. Along with the rush was Maurice Padilla. So pressure coming up the middle. Not much a quarterback can do when you got these big 6-foot kids chasing you. Got their arms up, and result, pass batted down.
Listen, he got up so high with that arm length he has on there, especially coming in at 6'4".
6'4".
Heck, I think he could have dunked on Reed there, man.
Those 2 6'4" kids right there coming at you. Empty set again for Elordi. He looks, he throws. It's a little bit low. Great effort by number 17, Garza. I'm a little bit surprised that they have not tried to get the ball in the hands of number 2, and maybe he's not in there. I don't see Cervantes in there.
He's coming in
Oh, there
right
he
now,
is.
Ron.
He's coming in. And different story when they played Southwest, I'll tell you what. But set to punt for the Scots is number 15, Rafael Ayala. Ayala's been punting a lot because they can't move the ball too well. You can't get too many first downs. You're not scoring. Your punter's going to be busy.
So a little bit of confusion on the Vincent Memorial sideline right here, and especially when you probably, I don't know if you have injured players sometimes, but you need to have these people ready to go.
Bounces to Ayala. Ayala does not panic. Gets the ball off. Gets a little rolling kick, and it's going to land all the way to 34-yard line of the Spartans. So,
and he might be doing that on purpose, trying to kick that.
Yeah,
trying to kick that line drive.
Doesn't want to get the ball up in the air, kind of like how a goalie kicks in soccer. Just wants to keep it low. Doesn't want to get it too high and get it caught up in the trade winds up there, pushing that ball around. And it is gusty. When you walk down off these bleachers, that wind coming from the west, it is windy.
Look, Ron, our first game, man, it must have been 50 degrees. We go to the second game, we have beautiful weather, almost 75, 80 degrees. Now we're back in the 50s out here. The good thing is the wind has slowed down.
The wind has slowed down a tiny bit. That's good news for the Spartans. It looks like the Spartans are making wholesale changes. We've got a different set of receivers in there. We have number 80. We have, we'll get to the names of these kids that are in there. And they've taken Reed out, and they put in number 11. Number 11 is Hayden Hernandez. Hayden Hernandez, he's had pretty good success. I know he had a pretty good freshman season a couple years ago. Hayden Hernandez is the quarterback. The give is 2. That's a new running back. Brought down by a host, and we have a flag on the play. Been a 56 for the Scots. Is Fimbres, and then number 57, Derek Jimenez. These kids, I'm going to commend them. They've been fighting, playing good football. As I said, the run game hasn't really been there.
Playing both ways, too, may I say, Ron.
Yeah, playing both ways. So one positive thing about them, hey, man, we held them, but there's a big march off.
The penalty against the Scots.
So that penalty is going to be enough for a first down, Ron.
Must have been a personal foul of some kind. I don't know what it was. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. The ball is at the 49-yard line. Will, I've got to ask you, is there a mercy rule?
10 Central from their own 49-yard line.
Double receivers for Hernandez. Hayden Hernandez, as I said, motion by number 33. That is
32 for the Spartans.
32 for the Spartans. Rodolfo Lazayola. Rodolfo is a sophomore, 5'9", 180.
That's one of the, he's putting in those young players right now to see how they can perform for the future of these Central Spartans.
Ball at the 49-yard line, a gain of, let's give them 2.5 yards on that, 3. It's going to be a 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 8. Make that 2nd and 8. We have a Imperial Valley icon next to us. Carol Buckley is the PA announcer. Good to hear. Good to hear and good to see Carol tonight. Motion. Back to trips. Bad snap. Give us to number 32, and that is Rodolfo. Rodolfo gains maybe a yard on that. So now they're going to look at a 3rd down and 7 for the Spartans.
5:59, 5:58, Coach. Well, Ron, one thing we are going to see, we're not going to see the Vincent Memorial Scots lay down. They're still coming in there, whether it's a little blitz or coming in from the outside blitz. They're still going to give these Central Spartans a little bit of pressure on the defensive side for the Scots.
Scots want to stop them, and the Spartans want to score. That's how football goes. Basic 101 football. Here we go. Doubles on both sides. Hernandez is the quarterback, number 11. Bad snap again. Maybe is there a new center recovered by Hernandez?
Well, it looks to me like
the whole line has changed.
Yeah, the whole line has changed.
And there's 66, and then there's 65. 65 was Andrew Taylor. 65 was Tim Alvarado. We do not have their positions on the roster, but it's a wholesale changes by Coach Pena, letting everybody get a play. You're going to have a comfortable lead.
You do. You have a comfortable lead, especially with the clock ticking with 5 minutes to go. But one thing Coach Pena he still expects these guys to play. I mean, he has them on the squad. They're there for a reason, and they need to step up when they step into that field.
Then that's the thing with special teams. Am I in? Am I out? Am I in? Who's in? Who's out? Who's my backup? These are the things that happen. And here we go. So it's a 4th down and 11. And that is Sullivan. Sullivan, he fumbles as he tries to get some yards. And Esteban Sanchez had a chance at the recovery. Did not go by him. Regardless, it will be turnover on downs, right, Will? Or
it'll be turnover on downs, yeah. It'll be turnover on downs because regardless, the ball was behind the line of scrimmage and 4th down, making that Vincent Memorial ball right now. And, Ron, they got the ball on the 44-yard lines.
Got the ball on the 44-yard line. Positive play for them, negative play for the Spartans.
So, like me and Ron had said earlier, this is a special edition of football on a Thursday night, Friday night football. We are going to have a fantastic game tomorrow. You know, it's going to be a telltale signs tomorrow where the Brawley Wildcats go down and visit David Shaw's Imperial Tigers. David Shaw, you know, with the win over the Vikings last week, and also with the impressive win, the Brawley Wildcats against the Southwest Eagles. So, Ron, let me get away from this play a little bit. Would you like to see we got to talk about that play, Ron.
Nice hit by number 45 of the Spartans. That's Albert Navarro, a sophomore, 5'6", 155. Good wallop on Signs. But, you know, Signs is a tough little kid. He took that hit, bounced right back up. Hey, as a running back, you're going to get hit hard. The deal is, are you going to get back up? Signs, back up again. Let's do it again.
Yeah. What I was going to try to get to, Ron, was would you like to see Vincent Memorial I believe it's a sister that's an AD at Vincent Memorial. I'm not sure about that. But would you like to see Vincent Memorial play other teams in Imperial Valley, like maybe North, maybe, you know?
Well, you know, when head coaches, that's a nice play there by number 8, Jacob Elias. When, you know, making the schedule, when you're sitting around trying to make a schedule, thinking of teams you want to play, you're kind of thinking of your team. Do I want to match up my kids against bigger, stronger kids? Kids with, you know, rosters bigger than ours, or, you know, what's the mentality behind that, you know? And it's up to Coach Wong. You know, if sure, it'd be nice because, you know, Vincent Memorial has a very good program history.
Yeah, they do.
They've been in the finals not too long ago. I believe it was in 2017 or 18, and that's one point I wanted to make. Rookie Pena's first season out here, they faced Vincent Memorial in 2017. Score that game 56-41.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of, you know, tradition there. I mean, history between the teams. That was the last time they played. And back to your question, yes, it'd be nice to see them play other teams. They play Holtville. They play Calipatria. Palo Verde now will be in their league.
Yeah. So,
you know, and, you know, it's I would think that it's up to the coach and what's best for his program, you know. As fans, sure, we'd love to see it as fans.
Yeah,
but as a coach, you have to look out for your players and say, hey, man, do I put them in a position where Will they have success?
Well, when you start talking like that, and not to get away from the game, we're going to go back to, but you got the 1-2 punch. You got the Central Spartans and you got the Brawley Wildcats, where a lot of people are, they don't want to get hurt before they start their league. That's one of the other reasons.
Yeah,
too,
that's a very good point. So you play him in non-league your first 5 games. Here's Elordi back to pass. He looks for Garza and almost picked off by number 52, Matthew Moreno. Moreno, a 5'10" senior. Yeah, well, that's a very good question. And like I said, due to circumstances, we're fortunate and privileged that these kids are playing. And like, we talked about earlier, how this game came about was just, I think it was based on rookies, Coach Pena's relationship with Coach Wong. And that's how things got going. So,
and it was a pleasure. We got to meet Coach Wong. We've been texting to him in some of the Zoom meetings, but we finally got to go on the field and, talk to him a little bit, introduce ourselves, and I think we're going to have a good relationship with them if everything pans out like we're wanting to for VSN.
Ayala back to kick. Morales is back there to receive. They're going to let it bounce at the 25, and it will stop maybe at the 23-yard line. So the Spartans will take over with 3:16 remaining in the third quarter, and the score is Spartans 34, Scots 0.
Well, Will Torres, Ron Rubio, and the wizard behind the board back here, Joaquin Matus, will be right back. We are VSN.
No, but if you got something, just throw it out, dude. Throw it out.
Well, back here, Will Torres with Ron Rubio. And we are going to throw it out. We're just talking about Ron, what a great job he's doing behind the mic back here. Back at live action.
Hernandez is the quarterback to give. He's looking. No, is that Hernandez, number 11?
Well, Ron, even though we have a new offensive line, it looks like for the
quarterback
and quarterback, it looks like
they have a fumble recovered.
These are some of the things that's going to irritate any coach. Am I correct, Ron? I mean,
fumble. Hey, it doesn't matter who's in there, Will.
Yeah.
And if you have your offense out there and you fumble the ball after a handoff, yeah, that's upsetting. You're supposed, like Rookie was telling us the other night, he's not worried about the opponent. He's worried about himself. He wants to stick to the fundamentals, execute, and let the opponent worry about him and his team. And come film time. Hey, why did you fumble the ball? What caused that fumble?
Well, I'm gonna blame that one on COVID, Ron, because they had to get all their starters ready.
Elordi here. He's under center. The give is to Signs. Signs is up right off the left side of the offensive line, probably just to the line of scrimmage. So, as we said, with the substitutions in there, the defense is still playing well. Looks like number 56 for the Spartans again on the play was number 56, Dominic Lerma.
Yeah, and if this is their backup crew, if you look at the left side, the defensive end and the left tackle, look at the size on them, Ron. I mean, there's some bodies right there. I like we called his number out earlier, number 75, Maurice Padilla. He's a defensive tackle, comes in the senior, 6'4", 245 pounds.
Elordi gives to Signs. No, it's a fake. He keeps, and that's one thing. Like I was watching film on Vincent Memorial. They kind of run a version of the veer. It's not really option because we haven't seen a pitch.
Mm-hmm.
He does, read. I'm not sure if he's truly reading the mesh for the dive back. It's not what you would call in a real option team executing. It's just like it's a predetermined give.
Ron,
he's going to give it to him. Option means the quarterback is either going to give it, keep, or pitch.
Ron, and take away COVID year from this. So let's look at a regular season. Now, you personally, looking at the whole system itself, would you rather play a tougher team preseason or a team that's equivalent to a lower division that you play in?
A nice pass by Elordi, and Elordi catches the ball, gets a gain, and is it a fumble, and is it recovered by the Spartans? Or did the ball go out of bounds? The referees are meeting.
We have him going over there. It might have been a fumble, but it still might have bounced out of bounds there.
It might be
Now-
where it may have been recovered. Their little mini conference there with JJ. It's a 1st and goal, 1st and 10 at the 10. 1st and goal, maybe at the 10. No chance for a first down inside the 10.
Yeah, well, this is going to be one positive note here for the Scots if they can, at least get a little bit closer, if not score, even the minimum field goal attempt on this, Ron.
Elordi with the split backs. That's the pro set. Tight end, flankers, split end, 2 split backs. Diaz and signs. Elordi looks. He's a quick hitter to number 22, and it's caught and fumbled.
Oh,
or
no,
incomplete.
I heard the whistle. Didn't even have to look over there. And it looks like it's going to be a good call by the flank official. I mean, if anything, that whistle came out quick enough to stop any kind of another hit happening again. But let me tell you, he was off and running for the races down there, 80 yards.
You call that a spot pass. Diego Luna caught it. Now, Will, can you explain to people what that possession, why was that not a catch? He looked like he caught it.
Well, now we have a view from up here. Of course, the referee is right on top of it right there. That's why we see that quick whistle. He sees it. He never had possession of it, even though his feet were on the ground. He just didn't have that possession, and the ball fell to the ground after that. So right away, the whistle was blown. Great call.
Looks like a little crossfire to Signs. Signs runs around the right end and gets it all the way to the 2-yard line. To old-fashioned crossfire, one back goes the other way, the other back comes right where the other back came from.
I haven't seen that
Misdirection, crossfire.
You guys Bishop
Love
used
that.
to run that down there, that crossfire.
Handed down all the way to the Pop Warner system.
One positive side on this, the ball is being placed on the 1-yard line, and since they can't get a first down, it's going to be, I believe it's a 3rd down on that, Ron, and with the clock ticking right now, and the
48 seconds remaining, and a timeout by the Scots.
Yeah. So back to my question, Ron. Do most coaches at Imperial Valley, would they like to play an opponent that's in a higher division or in a lower division, all in the preseason to get them, to toughen up the kids, to get up to that game speed? What in your opinion, what is some of the way some of the head coaches in Imperial Valley feel about that?
Well, I think it all depends on where your program is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you rebuilding? Do you want to play somebody tough and hurt the confidence of these young kids you're coming up? Or do you have like an experienced group mixed in with some young kids? And therefore, you'll take on a tough opponent just to measure up. Where do we stand with the top dogs?
See, you make a very good point on that, where a lot of people don't realize that support maybe the Central Spartans, the Brawley Wildcats, Imperial Tigers, even Southwest Eagles. So they don't know where that program is at the time, like if it's a rebuilding year or if it's a senior-led team. And so, the coaches know what's going on with that,
Yes, they
but
know.
the regular fan might not know all the time. So back to the action here. I think that's a good conversation for a podcast. We're trying to get Ron Rubio to get a podcast going.
Let's do it. 3rd down and 3 from the 3-yard line, of course. It's a little spot tight end pop intended for Garza. I'm going to bet the $1 I have in my pocket that was Garza. It sure was Garza, knocked down by a defensive lineman by the Spartans. 4th down, and they're going right back on the ball. 4th down, the give is to Signs, and Signs may have fumbled. He may have fumbled, and it's sure enough taken away by 24 Esparza. Either way, he didn't make it into the end zone. It was going to be turned over to the Spartans. Now, I don't know whether it was a recovered fumble.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a 1st down
For the
blue Spartans, and they only have 99 yards to go.
That's one thing that's going to make defensive coordinator Brian Martin pretty happy. You got a goal line stand by your reserves. That's pretty good against the starting lineup of the Scots. So
39 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, and as the referee switched the ball to see if the Central Spartans need to drive 99 yards, make something happen. But good drive by the Scots, though. Good drive. They showed a little positive on there, and I don't know what the score is going to be at the end of this game, but it is a positive point for the Vincent Memorial. Oh, and he's that's how people get hurt. Number 34, of course, just wanted to get the extra yards there for the Central Spartans. But, you know, he was lucky to get out of that, to make it out of the end zone there. Number 34, that's Eric Moreno running the ball now.
Eric Moreno, we have a change at quarterback. I believe that's number 2.
It is number 2, Ronnie. And that's, no, it's not number 2. But,
Oh, not number.
Ron, I mean,
Is that number 2? That can't be
Right.
Jordan Reed back in the game,
it's
is
not
it?
Jordan Reed, but it looks like a 2, though.
It
That's,
sure does.
I think the camera can zoom in a little bit better than we can.
So anyway, at the end of the fourth quarter, we have the Central Spartans 34, Vincent Memorial Scots 0 on homecoming night here at Cal Jones Field.
It is Jordan Reed.
was
It
Jordan
was
Reed.
Jordan Reed. Now, you know, Rookie Pena might have not tolerated the bad handoffs there and stuff. So we'll see what happens in the fourth quarter. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, we are VSN. We'll be back to the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome, everybody, back to VSN live streaming from Cal Jones Field. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Joaquin Matus, the wizard behind the keyboard back here. Central Spartans commanding lead with 34-0 start of the fourth quarter right here. And they only have 99 yards to go, but we did see Jordan Reed back at quarterback. Now, that's one of those things we're not seeing him to get more yards, to get more passes.
No,
There's
never.
something going on with that.
Well, there may be something the Pena wants to work on. And is that number 34, Moreno, I believe.
Yeah, it is number 34. Just going right up the middle against them
Eric
Scots.
Moreno. Eric Moreno ran the ball pretty well last year. I remember him coming in a few times. The Spartan games I've seen. So Moreno brings it out for a first down for the Spartans at their own 16-yard line, 14-yard line.
And once again, we'd like to thank everybody for watching VSN Sports on YouTube. We appreciate it. All your comments, if you do have any comments, you can send them to vsnsports.net.
Reed comes out.
I sure missed the crowd, Ron. I missed the noise of the crowd. I really do. I mean, to be honest with you.
And that's sacked. He is going to be sacked. That's number 16. That's a new quarterback. I don't have number 16 on our roster.
That's Jonathan Reel. He's actually a freshman, Ron. He's actually a freshman. He's 5'10", 170 pounds. So maybe he wasn't warmed up ready, but Coach Rookie Pena makes a change at quarterback again. He goes in with the freshman. And one thing about putting in these guys, they're going to learn quick, Ron.
They have to.
They're going to learn quick.
They're at the varsity level. They're playing against the big boys. And, you know, you're a little 15-year-old kid playing 17, 18-year-old. It's a big jump. It's a big leap. And here's Moreno. He bounces it out to the 15, 20. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds by number 22. Good defensive play. Cutting him off. Diego Luna Alfaro knocks him out. But a good run by Moreno. Moreno can run the rock, man. He can run it. And also, in this kind of time, you don't want to call it. I mean, this time in this type of game, if you you're a reserve and you get some playing time, you better show what you have.
I totally agree. Ron, it doesn't matter who it is.
No, it doesn't matter.
They call your number, you better be ready to go. That chin strap better be tightened up, and you better go in. And as long as that uniform's not super clean by the time this game's finished, you've done a good job.
That sure is.
I'd like to give a nice welcome. They welcomed us to the program. Malathana Restaurant in Imperial. They're excited to be going to go watch the football game against the Imperial Tigers versus the Brawley Wildcats tomorrow night, Ron.
Oh. Real with another pass intended for number 33 of the Spartans. That was an incomplete pass. He dug it short hopped it into the ground. Hey, one thing I do want to say, though, about this offensive line there, number 78, Jonah Huerta, 6'4", 240.
Yeah.
79, Anthony Ramirez, 6'2", 250. Ramirez been kicking the ball off. Hey, but these two kids are sophomores. They're over 6 feet, and they're, one's 250, one's 240.
Well,
Nothing but room to grow.
Let me tell you about number 78, Jonah Huerta. His daddy played, his grandfather, known him for a lot of years, Rudy Huerta.
Oh, Rudy, wow.
Yeah, Rudy played in the NFL. I think he joined the American when it wasn't the National Football League, but it was when the new league formed. I forgot what it was.
USFL, maybe?
Yeah, it was the USFL. He had joined the USFL. So shout out to Rudy Huerta out there, and I'm sure he's loving watching his grandson play right now.
Jack Perez was the carrier on that. Good run by Perez. In the backfield right now is Rodolfo Lizayola. Real's at quarterback, number 16. He's a freshman, and looks like we may have offsides.
Ron, and you made me think about that. I mean, you got these sophomore kids that are 6+, and I'm not even saying 6 foot. I'm saying 6'2", 6'3", Huerta and company. Look what he's got. Look what the Central Spartans got in the future. And look, they're already getting that PT right now.
Right now, they're playing a tough. The Scott team, they did not substitute too much. They're still, the defensive line's still intact in there. They're still running the same defense. You got Jimenez, you got Fimbres, Montoya, Santillan. These kids have been playing all night, fighting to the last minute. 33 in motion. The give is to number 32. Number 32 is going to be brought down by, you have number 12 of the Scots, Arturo Clemente. Clemente been playing a tough, good ball game tonight. Like I said, it's been a tough night for the Scots. They find themselves, down. They had their opportunities in the first quarter, and that's how football is. If you don't take advantage of your opportunities, they're going to haunt you. It's going to turn around and bite you.
No, that's a very good point, Ron. You made an excellent point. I mean, they actually, in that first quarter, I'm not going to say they controlled that first quarter 100%, but they did have their chances to score.
And here's a punt by, and he might recover that and run it all the way, but he's not.
Well, even though that was a short punt, that might have been the second long we've seen
Charlie
tonight.
Sullivan, yeah. Charlie Sullivan. The wind is still blowing, and like I said, from up here, you don't really see it, but we're seeing the flags being blown coming out from the rest. But when you walk down onto that field, that wind was blowing pretty hard.
And while I got a minute, I'd like people to go and visit our website where Jalen Fong's article will come out tomorrow. And you can find that website at vsnsports.net. And don't forget to subscribe and like and follow VSN, Valley Sports Network, and that's on YouTube. We appreciate everything that you guys do, your comments that we get back from you. All that is appreciated.
J.J. Jackson winds it up, and it's a bad snap. And like he has all night long, Diego Elordi has corralled the ball, brought it down, throws the timing off, but instead of a fumbled snap, he recovers it, gives his team another chance to have another down, but loses a good amount of yards, close to 10 more yards. You're looking down at second down and 20.
Well, I do have to give him props. You see the quarterback, number 9 for the Vincent Scott, Diego. Now, he's still going to the next play. Hey, coach, let's get the next play going. He's not pointing fingers. He's not looking at anybody to blame. No, this kid just wants to get the next play in and go to the next play. I like seeing that in a kid like that, Ron. That's a positive move that we don't – I'm not saying we see the other guy pointing fingers a lot, but it's just good to see that, especially when they're down 30-plus points.
That's something that the Scots will definitely work on. Coach Juan will correct that snap. Now they go back to their pro set split backs. The give, the fake to 10. That's Diaz. The give is to Signs. Signs rolls out of bounds. And let me tell you, there's that perimeter defense by the Spartans.
Yeah, and like Rookie had said last night when we were speaking with him, Ron, look, Rookie just wants to play sound football, keep all the plays in front of him. If they get beat, look, they're going to get beat by a better team, but they're not going to beat themselves.
That's correct. That's why I liked how the point he made. He's going to worry about himself. The other team can worry about the Spartans. So we're empty set for Elordi. The snap is good. It's a good snap. He shrugs him off. He throws deep to intended for Signs. little bump at the end of the play, but
Well, I almost like seeing that bump right there. No harm, no foul. You know what I mean?
It was.
Yeah. I mean, you got some kids trying to make a play out there.
That's Jack Perez, 5'7", 140-pound junior out there, getting some playing time. And hopefully during this shortened season, these teams that get leads, they let all these underclassmen get in.
Yeah, and we have a timeout on the field with 6:44 to go in regulation time at Cal Jones Field. Score 34, Central Spartans 0, Vincent Memorial. Now, Ron, first of all, Coach Wong, I mean, he brings them down. They're ranked. I know they weren't the number one ranked team in their division. That was the Hopeville Vikings. Now, you know, Hopeville took a beating. Hopeville played Brawley in their first game, Imperial in their second game. You know, they came in limping and then ended up limping a little bit more. Now, Hopeville's going to have to recoup because of, Vincent Memorial's been in the same shoes. It's just they didn't get the injury bug on them, Ron.
Well, the thing about Hopeville, they were in both of the games that they lost. They lost to Brawley by 1.
They're the best 0-2 team.
They lost to Imperial 14-6. And in that Imperial defeat, they still had an opportunity to win the game with the minute left. They had the ball. That's more than you can ask for. Empty set for Elorde. He's looking. He's being rushed. He throws it up for grabs. And,
that's number 33,
that's
Ron.
number 33. He's going to wish, Jack, he's going to wish he could do that one all over again. Hey, but I'm telling you, I think that ball, the wind's behind him. The wind's behind. Anyhow, 33 misjudged that ball, and he wished he could have that one over with. But turnover on downs.
That's one of those plays where tomorrow in film session or whenever they have their film session, they're going to be clicking that thing back and forth, and you're going to see his eyes that big.
And I tell you what, there's some coaches that say, hey, you should have dropped that interception. Why?
Yeah.
Because the ball would have been back at the 30 instead of at the 41-yard line. Instincts will tell you to get the interception. Double 2x2 formation for Hernandez. Hernandez is looking. He's going to toss it, and that's complete to number 12. Great play, and brought down by number 10. That's Diaz, and that's Gallego.
That's a big kid there, number 12 for the
Number
Central
12.
Spartans.
Number 12.
I bet you he's a youngster, Ron.
Makai Padilla, 6'2", 175, senior, tall, lanky kid.
Man, good for him, man. Big, lanky kids coming in there.
6'2", 175. That's a big target. Hernandez lays the ball out there. And no harm in throwing the ball.
No. They're just working on stuff. Ain't nothing wrong.
Some people would say, "Hey, you're up by 34-0. Hey, I've got a young kid here. Didn't have his JV. I mean, he's getting his reps in." Perez in motion. He's going to short motion and come back. The give is to number 32. That's Rodolfo Lazayola. Lazayola is a sophomore, 5'9", 180. 5'9", 180. Seems like he's going to have room to grow.
Yeah, the thing is, Ron, when you start looking at the Vincent Memorial defense and then you look at the size right now in the Central Spartans, you can actually tell the difference from the upperclassmen to the lowerclassmen right now.
Well, like I said, that offensive line, the starters, it's a half a ton there. You got 300-pound guys. I think the smallest guy maybe 240, 260.
And then you got these young big kids coming up right now, so a lot of positive things on the line.
And these little guys, who gets beat up on in practice? These little guys. It's like big brother beating up little brother.
Very
so
true.
that's how football rolls. That's how you grow up in football. The snap is to Hernandez. Hernandez is being fleshed out. He's rushed. He's looking. He's getting away. He's at the 50. Finds his way up to 50. Tackled by number 10, and that is number 10, Max Diaz. So, great play by Hernandez.
Enthusiasm on the Central sidelines.
Well,
it's good to see that. Everybody's still in the game right now, Ron.
Well, you know what? Everybody wants to see the kids, the non-starters play. And your teammates are happy for you. You make a big play. That was a good play. That's a good football play. You're rushed. You're a quarterback. You escape. And you get some yards. You made something out of nothing is what he did.
4:34, the clock ticking down for the end of the game, into regulation time at least, to end the fourth quarter. Let's see what the Central Spartans can do with their backup crew.
Hayden Hernandez looks pretty comfortable at quarterback. Perez in motion, deep motion, all the way up. He goes, the give is, and a nice stop by number 31. Haven't said his name much, but Juan Pablo Robinson, very good linebacker, had a great game against the Southwest Eagles on the stop. So, my hat goes off to number 57, Derek Jimenez, Bariaco Fimbres, Manny Montoya, Diego Santillan. These kids played hard. They went both ways. And let me tell you something. When you're going up bigger guys and you're banging all the way, as your defensive lineman did, their offensive lineman, defensive lineman, that takes a lot out of you. So these kids, I tip my hat off to you. Coach Wong and his staff, this game is just going to make them better. Their character is going to get built up. You take a pounding, and, hey, I feel sorry for their next opponent next week. Hernandez he's looking to his left. He steps up. He's being rushed, and he's going to get tackled. Just like I said, that's Baraquil Fimbres. And Fimbres, if I tore up your first name, forgive me. But a great play by 56. He had a good game against Southwest. Well, I like this little bunch. I like this bunch of linemen right here. The tough kid, 57, 50. As I said, Jimenez, Diego Santillan, Manny Montoya. He's a center and defensive tackle,
Hayden Hernandez, he's out there making some quick plays because they're coming at him quick, Ron.
Hayden Hernandez, guess what he's doing? He's auditioning for next year's job. Jordan Reed will not be there. He's a senior. So that's the thing that these underclassmen are doing. I get a chance. I have to show my coach I can do the job. He's looking. He throws. It's a complete pass and a great hit by number 12 on 12.
12 on 12. The key was great tackle, but for the offensive side making the catch, they still kept the ball, Ron.
Makai Padilla on that pass.
And
like I said, Hernandez, he can throw the ball. He had a very good freshman year 2-3 years ago. Very good backup quarterback for the Central Spartans. And hopefully next year he's the starter. I'm pretty sure that's his goal. So back to kick will be Charlie Sullivan. Charlie Sullivan has an older brother named Michael Sullivan, who was a standout for the Spartans last year. Set to kick. This time he gets it off, and it's a little low kick. Bounces at the 40. It will bounce all the way down to the 33-yard line of the Scots. So that's where they're going to start their drive with 1 minute, 42 seconds left in the game.
Yes, and with the Scots taking over, it's going to take a lot more than a miracle to come back on the Central Spartans. One of the things I want to talk about, VSN will be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Simpson. I'm not even going to chant saying that.
Simpson Shimamoto
Field tomorrow, where the Brawley Wildcats will be visiting them for a matchup of gauges. Gauges, why do I say gauges? They both have the same opponent in Hopeville, and they both came out with the win. But Hopeville thinks that Hopeville, in their opinion, feels that they could have came out with the win in both those games. Ron,
yes, sir.
So BSN will be there tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I hope you join us. We plan to have a good broadcast, and of course we'll have Coach Ron here explaining things. He does, Ron, you do such an awesome job. I just want to thank you for being broadcasting.
Quit embarrassing me in front of everybody. Here we go. And it's wide open signs at the 35-yard line. So I think that's the best play they've had. Diego Elordi.
Yeah, that was just
That's
beautiful
a warrior
pass
for you, man. He stayed in there, got to pass the signs. And let me tell you something, Vincent Memorial fans out there, you have a good football team. Expect good things, not only this season for the shortened season that we have, but down the road, good things will happen for you. This is only going to make you a better football team. There's Elordi back. He's got the snap. He's looking. He has time. He's looking. He tosses. He's going to throw that away. So that's going to make it now a 2nd down and 10. 47 seconds remaining. I'm pretty sure Wong wants to get a touchdown.
And while we have a break in the field, we'd like to say special thanks to the Dom team. When it comes to your real estate needs, Doug and Andrew, there to help with anything you need in the real estate business. Once again, thank you, the Dom team.
Empty set for Elordi. He looks, he throws, it's wide open. It's Signs. Signs at the 25. He's at the 20, cuts it up to the 15, and he's brought down, keeps the clock running. Will they call a timeout? Do they have timeout?
They have one timeout, Ron. The thing is, hey, somebody forgot to tell the Hope, I don't know. Somebody forgot to tell the Vincent Memorial Scots that the game's not 0-0 still like it was late in the first quarter.
Timeout for the Scots. They want to get this in. It's very, getting this touchdown in. It's just, hey, the coaches are still coaching. The players are still playing. And getting this drive in, getting a score, that's something positive thing for them.
No, it is going to be positive because that's one of the things that they're going to bring up the first quarter, and they're going to bring up this last drive, against a tough Central Spartan team right here, regardless of who's in for the Central Spartans, because I can tell you one thing right now. Any one of those coaches on the sideline for Central, they want to go out with the goose egg.
They want to shut out.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian Martin, you got those kids in. You want to shut this out. You want to have two shutouts. Vincent Memorial was in the same boat as the Spartans. They went up to Mountain Empire. They came in with a 14-0 win. So tonight was a different night for the Memorial Scots. Here he is, empty set. Elordi's looking. He's being rushed. He runs up the middle. He's going to dodge his way to the 10. He's going to walk out at about the 7-yard line. 29.9 seconds remaining. No timeouts remaining. The clock will stop because he runs out of bounds.
And he's still going to be short. Now, am I looking at that correct, Ron? Are they going to be short?
They're short by four yards. So now it's a second down at the 9-yard line.
But they
can still get a first
yeah.
down at the 5 or 6 yard line. Elordi on the empty set. No backs remaining. High snap, but this time it's like a rainbow snap. He's rolling to his right. He throws. Incomplete. Intended for Garza.
Yeah, even though the wind might have calmed down, Ron, it's
it
still a
sure
bit chilly.
did.
It's a little bit chilly out here.
They took the flags down. We had flags over by this. It's not the great Spartan band, but it's their drums, and they sounded great. That's the sound I miss, the sounds of a band.
Yeah.
The drums.
Especially here at Cal Jones Field, where this band is just going,
Constantly being part of the environment. 22 seconds remaining. It's a 3rd down and 5 for Elordi and the Scots. He's looking. He's stepping up. He's being rushed, and he's going to be brought down by number 54 of the Spartans.
And that
Great
might be
play.
it, unless they get up.
Andrew Lugo stayed in
they
there.
They got a chance for one more play,
9
Ron.
seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 4th and 5, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. He gets the snap off. He's looking. He's going to throw it in the end zone, and it's going to be picked off. You better tackle him, or he's going to be gone. That is number 9. Brought down by Elordi. Great play, and that's going to end the play for Arturo Estrada. Artie Estrada, freshman pick. And that's the end, Will. So from Cal Jones Field, we've seen the Spartans of El Centro. Central High Spartans 34, Vincent Memorial Scots 0.
Ron, you called a heck of a game tonight. Central Spartans and the Vincent Memorial Scots tied after the end of the first quarter. Spartans come back in the second quarter and score all of their points, if not, at least most of them in the second quarter, and come back and take control of the whole second half here. Like we said, next week you're going to see the Central Spartans. They're going to be facing – who are the Central Spartans going to be facing?
I'm not sure who the Spartans have next week, but let me tell you something. The Spartans did what they had to do. The Spartans came out.
Yeah.
They played a very good football game, and let's see what they have in store for them next week.
So, Ron, let me explain something. That's why I'm getting a little confused here. Since we have a doubleheader this week, we have Brawley at Imperial tomorrow at 7 p.m., and then the week after that, VSN will also have the live streaming broadcast when the Central Spartans go down and visit David Shaw and his Imperial Tigers. So the next 2 weeks, we're going to be at Imperial. Where, like we said, the Vikings, John Self is going to have his team ready tomorrow night to go down there and shake things up a little bit.
It'll be a very interesting matchup tomorrow night. It's a matchup of, how would you say, mentor versus student.
Yeah, exactly.
David Shaw versus John Self. So it's going to be a good one from Imperial, and we look forward to it. Like I said, Vincent Memorial, keep your head up. Coach Wong, you got a good football team. Ricky Pena, just showing the consistency that the Spartans have been showing the last, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So they're keeping it rolling. And, hey, thank God that there's football in Imperial Valley. Thank God there's football in the state of California. And let's rock on to tomorrow night at Simpson Shimamoto Field.
Excellent. I guess you'll be saying that tomorrow night.
I look forward to it.
So don't forget to visit our Jalen Wong's article on vsnsports.net on our website tomorrow. And for Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Wizard, Joaquin Matu, Sarah, Jonathan Butler, good night, drive safe, support your local